Hello, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, the executive producer here, and I've got a few pre-show notes for you. First, a reminder. All of the content we produce is available on our website at finalshowfilms.com, as well as youtube.com/senstaku, senstaku.podbean.com, twitch.tv/senstaku, and on iTunes. We are only able to do the things we do thanks to the kind support of our Patreon donors. We give a special shout out to our $25 tier supporters, Antitonic and Cat Waterflame. If you'd like to support us that way, be sure to check it out. Secondly, a thank you to the folks over at 411mania.com. They produce articles and content related to wrestling, MMA, movies, music, and gaming. Go check them out. We appreciate their support as well. And lastly, be sure to subscribe, comment, and rate, if possible, wherever you listen to or watch our content. It helps us know what you like, what you don't like, and helps us make more content. Feedback is always appreciated. With all that being said, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Gran Terra Rebirth. I'm John, the Gamemaster here for the evening, and I'm joined today by William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Baldrin Ironhand, Dwarven Cleric of the Forge.
And Cody.
I'm Cody. I'm playing Corbin Landis, Human Battlemaster.
And Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara, and I'm playing Hope Rogue Barbarian Azamar, Revenant.
And Aaron.
Hi, I'm Aaron, and I'm playing Nyx, the Abyss Druid.
And Jeremy.
Human.
I'm Jeremy. I'm playing Selena, the Fire Genasi, Wild Mage, Sorcerer, Heavy Drinker.
And returning finally from an extended absence, Sarah.
I'm Sarah, and I play 5, the Drow Fireball.
Draw Fireball.
Yep.
Gal.
That is appropriate. So when last we left our conglomeration, the group of them had just rescued Nyx from the clutches of Umbra, the apparently undying Asamar that seems to have it out for Nyx and Five. They learned that, at least Nyx learned, that he seeks what he referred to as shards of Eidos, which have been trapped inside Nyx and Five and potentially others. Bits of her essence that broke off when the Abyss stalled in its creation process. To what end, we're not certain, but that seems to be his goal right now. With the aid of Valor Sanguinis, another adventuring party based out of the Lionhead Adventurers Guild, they managed to find and chase him off, recovering Nyx, and coming back together with the sudden realization that Nyx had been planning to be captured and realistically separate himself off from the rest of the party. Just nobody else knew that except Selena, who had been told about a week ago. And had
More than a week ago.
Also been drinking.
Probably more than a week ago. As a note, we do
Hadn't
now
been
have,
drinking.
for those who might be interested, we do now have a calendar. We do now actually have a calendar for Gran Terra, and the official count, as I went back and tallied, it is the 25th day of the second month of the year. You all met for the first time the 7th day of the second month of the year. Which means that everything that has happened in the last 10 days. So a little over 2 weeks. And we rejoin our group outside of the building whose basement cellar you had just kicked the door in of, with Selena, whose coat is currently on fire.
So instead of panicking like a normal person does, being a Fire Genasi and not really that concerned about the damage, he's more like, God damn, these are not cheap clothes. He stops, drops, and rolls. She casts mending on herself, or on the clothing, and then prestidigitation to clean herself up.
Those are the sounds that are made as these things happen. Brought to you by your own Foley person, the Gamemaster.
And then she pauses, says, I should have expected that.
All right. So you are all gathered on the street outside of the apartment of a person whom you just threw some money to so that he would not yell at you for breaking a cellar. What is your next step?
Well, 5, what do you think?
Okay.
3 guesses.
I don't think she heard me.
Sarah, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's not replying.
5
Sorry.
does not respond.
Well, the clerics here are singularly unhelpful, so I don't think we're going to get any more information out of them. He just said, "This is a priest." He just
Well,
said,
clearly they don't have a cleric here.
"Yeah,
They
yeah."
have a priest.
So singularly unhelpful, like most of them. So what we need to do is go back to core, presumably.
Yep.
Yeah. Bosco.
Why is everyone's solution to things cities right after you
I
said we
know,
didn't
I
have to
know.
Because
go?
that's where the information is, Nix.
I know, Nick.
That's where we find more information. Otherwise, we're just wandering around in the woods, leaving you places, hoping that Umbra's going to show up, and then hoping that we can get there in time so that you don't get killed, and hoping that nothing else terrible goes in and eats you up while you are off alone.
Who needs a drink?
There's a lot of hoping there.
Yeah, we're all hoping.
Nick gets very confused. Are you making a name pun?
Yes. You're welcome. I'm leaving now.
Okay,
This
I
is
doubly need a drink
damp-
after that.
stupid cellar.
Are you still? Oh,
Not
Yeah,
enough.
you were shit faced when you got
Not
here.
enough.
The problem may be that I made it better.
Adrenaline started, probably that, but the adrenaline started flowing, and you know what that does.
Also, Nick's
Oh, yeah.
cured you of your drunkenness, so you need to get drunk again.
Oh, that is true.
Oh, that's right.
You got lesser restoration.
That
That
is
is
true. I remember
right.
that now.
Nick's kind of ruined the buzz.
Yeah.
In so many ways.
So, you all head back to the tavern? To the inn?
What time is it?
Mhm.
Um,
I'm a dwarf. I have a sense of time.
you have a
Underground.
sense of time. It has been, since you arrived back at Underhold, it's been about 4 hours. You got back to Underhold roughly midday, so it's probably about 4 p.m.-ish.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
mid-afternoon. It's only an hour early for early drinking.
Do you want to summon
There's no
one of
such
those
thing as early
weird
drinking.
flying things?
Do we have anything else we have to do here? Anything to buy, sell, anything? I mean, I have
Leave as
everything I
soon
want
as
to sell.
possible.
I mean, I've got work to do at the forge if we're staying here for another night.
Okay. You can do that.
I'm ready to go.
Which, I mean,
I'm ready to
assuming
go.
if people want to get shit-faced, we probably shouldn't leave while drunk. So,
Can you... Does being at high altitude affect your alcohol tolerance?
that
Give
makes it
me-
worse.
Give me a medicine check.
Okay.
14.
Nix, you're not sure. You've never been drunk at
16.
high altitudes.
I've
Do I have it?
I've never been drunk. I've
exhibiting
had like
alcohol?
a
Yeah.
sip of alcohol.
I have proficiency with brewer supplies.
You can give me a medicine check with advantage.
22.
So, Hope, you're thinking about it, and you're thinking, well, drinking can make you nauseous, and motion, like motion in areas where you're not responsible for the motion, can also make you nauseous. So, you think maybe the double whammy might be bad. Boldrin, you know that the thinner your the
The thinner your oxygen gets, the more the alcohol hits you.
yeah, like sort of the thinner the oxygen around you gets, the more the alcohol hits you and really fucks you up.
Yeah. Being at high altitudes actually makes the alcohol bite a lot harder.
And because
Well, then we should definitely go.
You would know that because at the top of the mountain is the only place dwarves don't drink.
Yes.
Because they don't want to fall off.
And die.
Exactly.
Meh.
You don't drink at the top of a mountain because that's where the air is thinnest and that you breathe in the least of it and it dilutes the alcohol the least and you get drunk very fast and fall off a mountain and die.
But if you want to get drunk really fast, being in the air is better then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also
We should go.
It's also potentially more poisonous.
That's what you guys are here for.
And I mean, dwarves can handle our poison. That's why we drink so much. But the rest of you,
Well, this academic discussion about the merits and the pros and cons of drinking while in the air.
Yep.
Hashtag D&D.
I mean, Boltron's fully acknowledging that alcohol is a poison. He's just we're dwarves. We can handle the poison.
Hashtag D&D.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so are we using another one of those stupid air things, or are we going to actually...
I mean, if
Use
we
the
have a choice, let's ride.
Wait, horses or that thing?
The horses. Land-based, not in the air.
I'm with you.
Thanks. Good.
Wait, what?
Whichever one means I can convince you guys that we're not going to a city more.
That one's not
Yeah,
likely,
no,
considering everything we need to do is in a city.
We need to get it
Next time
translated.
we need to go to
Do
a
you
city.
know of anyone out in the
Remember,
middle of the woods who
I've
can
got
translate
somebody
Infernal?
who can help. It's not one of the big, high and fucking mighty assholes who are
Fine.
gonna. I know.
Unfortunately, the problem
We were
is
fighting
cities-
earlier, Boldrin, but the concern is not less true.
This is true, but the problem is cities are where all of the information are. If you knew of a way to find out what we need to know in the middle of the wild, I'd be all for it. But
They don't make giant libraries in the middle of the forest. Or whatever
Less
we're going to go
trees.
look at. That's a proto book. It's not a book yet, Baldwin or Corbin.
What?
I'm
No, I
bold
said
that's
there would be
Corbin.
less room for trees if they built a library out in the middle of the woods. It'd also be pointless because nobody would go there.
Mm-hmm.
Also, that still counts as civilization.
Oh, there's just no fucking pleasing you.
You're-
I'm gonna go buy a horse, and he walks off.
Why does he keep
The
buying?
ox. Why did you get the
Why
oxen
did
then?
he
I would have the ox if somebody didn't make it pissed off. I would ride that shit all the way back to core.
Why does he keep buying animals?
I don't know.
Try renting one. It's cheaper, and you don't have to hold on to it.
Thought we were taking horses though.
I have no idea. Let's just rest and just relax for a day, and then we can go do stressful things. Like go
I
to
am
cities.
100% down with that.
5.
If any of you tried to ride your horses drunk, I'm going to make the horses leave you.
I'm gonna laugh if that happens.
Why horses?
We're
are
not
the
going
safest
to.
thing
We're
be
gonna
on
rest
here
for
drunk.
tonight, and then we're gonna ride tomorrow.
Oh, I'm not
Let's
saying
go.
that because I think anyone here is that stupid. Someone already left.
Let's
So
go.
5 looks around to see if it was her that's being talked about. Have already left.
no, Corbin walked off.
Yeah. No.
So Corbin, where
Yeah.
you heading?
Down in the alleyway.
The nearest livery.
Shady horse
I'm sure
dealer.
I'm sure these guys sell regular size horses and not just ponies for dwarves.
Yeah, no, there's a stable outside the city. That sort of tends because it's not good to keep horses and oxen and things like that in the city because it's underground.
Yeah.
And most people don't bring their animals inside because if they get loose and break shit, then they have to pay for it. So.
Yeah.
Crazy Wayne's used horse livery.
You find, yeah, you certainly
That'd
find,
be
you certainly go out and you find a stable that has horses. It's very much the similar stable to the one back in Core. You do notice that there is not a magical caravan waiting here, so you don't think you guys could even take that if you wanted to. It seems like it's not on this end of the trip. But yeah, you can certainly find a place to buy or rent horses.
I will.
And it seems like you sort of just a quick cursory investigation indicates that this is the same franchise as the stablery in Core. So you imagine that you would, if you were to rent one, you just have to take it back to that same stable in Core,
Okay.
rather than having to bring it all the way back to Underhold.
Yeah. I will. Yeah, I'll go up to them and ask. I'll look over their horses. What kind of horses do they have there?
They have. They have a variety of riding horses of various colors and breeds. Doesn't seem like they don't seem like specialized in anything.
Okay.
And there's a dwarf with long black hair tied back, close shaven beard, not hanging down his chest like a lot of the miners. It's actually very very close cut. Sort of tending the horses as you walk up.
Okay. Yeah, I'll walk up.
Oh,
And I'll ask him how.
what are you looking for?
I'm looking for a horse. Probably going to be needing it tomorrow.
How many are you looking to buy or rent?
I'm renting one. There's probably going to be more people. They're paying for their own shit.
Well, we pay as you.
There'll be 5 others.
Okay, you pay as you check out. As you rent the horse, and we can hold a few for you if you're looking to have a big party.
Yeah, there's going to be 6 of us.
6, all right. Well, that's going to be. Where are you heading?
Core.
All right. That's going to be 3 copper per mile. Let's see, and that's going to be 25, 50, 75. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times 25. 225 miles. 225 times 3. So that's going to be 6 gold, 6 gold, 7 silver, and 5 copper for the lot. Per horse, I should say.
Per horse?
Yes.
Okay. If you save that one for me and I just point off to a random one of the random riding horses, I'll be back tomorrow.
All right, we'll hold
and I'll pay you then.
We'll hold the lot.
All right, thank you.
And he goes and starts marking off horses.
Yep, I'll head back.
Right, and
So,
the
back
rest of you.
to
If we're staying for an evening, I've got forge work to do.
all
I'm gonna
right.
start making my way over to the forge.
All right, and the rest of you going back to the tavern, or to the inn.
Nix, did you want to camp outside the town?
Yeah, though I don't want to send you guys on another chase today.
I can come with.
Okay.
Yeah.
You coming too, Selena? We're gonna have a sleepover. Be great.
I'll buy you
Under
alcohol.
the stars.
Bed.
There's not a comfy
Nice
bed though.
bed.
Just can't. You can't promise that.
Fine. Yes, I will.
I'm sure there will be bugs. Let's go.
I'm sure
You're
it's a
not
dwarven
selling-
city. I'm sure
Oh.
there's fancy, expensive alcohol I can buy, Selena.
Sure. Yeah, you can get some alcohol. How much alcohol are you looking to acquire?
A cask of ale.
the alcohol.
He has no conception of alcohol, really, so it's just whatever looks desirable or Selena wants.
So while Selena and Hope are presumably gathering the tents, if you guys have any tents,
Not technically. Do I need to buy a
I
tent?
had a house before all this stupid shit started.
Yeah.
Be
I
dropping
don't have
friends. Oh well.
Can I buy a tent?
Yeah, you can buy a tent.
How much is a tent?
Tent
Let's
is
see.
gold.
Like 10 gold. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
Amount of gold. Tent, two-person tent is 2 gold.
Okay. Let's get two-person tents then, presumably.
That'll be 4 gold.
4
You
gold.
can get it off of an adventuring supply store. Meanwhile,
Sweet,
Max,
yep.
you find yourself standing outside Bacchus's winery. And it seems like they sell alcohol.
Yeah.
Go in.
Yeah, pull the cloak more over my head. Wander on in.
You walk in and you find a halfling, sort of standing on a stool in the back of the room, putting wine bottles onto racks. Looks over. Oh hi! Give me 1 minute. I'll be right with you. And that one.
Stand there ominously.
Comes over, hops down. As he climbs down the stepladder, he disappears from view because the counter's too high. And you just hear as he climbs back up a stepladder, up to the counter, and looks at you. Right, welcome to Bacchus's winery. I am not Bacchus. I'm Fred. How can I help you today?
I have a
Hi,
friend
not
who
Bacchus.
likes wine and fancy things and getting drunk, and I need a present.
All right. Well, we have a wide selection of wines and other more stronger alcohol. Do you happen to know what sort of tastes your friend has?
Has Selena mentioned the fire ganassi? Or the water ganassi?
Probably.
Huh. She likes fancy things. Beds.
Okay. Fancy things. Right. Do you happen to know what your budget is?
Something that is very alcoholic.
He sort of takes a minute like he's trying to figure out the most polite way to phrase his next statement. What I meant is, how much in gold are you willing to spend on the alcohol for your friend?
Nix looks around to see if there's any actual price tags listed because he, once again, does not.
You see, give me an investigation check. What languages do you know?
A decent number of irrelevant languages.
All right.
8.
So, as you look around, you notice that everything seems to be in symbols that you don't recognize, possibly dwarvish, possibly gnomish or halfling, whatever halflings use.
Common.
You're not certain because it's nothing's in common around here. You don't know halfling, so you don't know what their lettering is.
Halfling language is very
True.
secretive.
But then again, I don't know dwarves any better.
It's true. This is the dwarven language you've seen written around the dwarven town. So, so yeah, nothing. You can't seem to read any of. If there are prices on these bottles, you can't read them.
Well, then he's just gonna go with. I'm looking for some. I'm just looking for something that looks fancy and she can get very drunk with.
Oh, okay. Well, then we could possibly interest you in this particular bottle of Galadierian Reserve, and he sort of walks over, pulls out a bottle, and pulls back and cleanse back up. This was bottled. Time's a little weird with Galadir. He bottles things in the past and then brings them back. Bottles them in the present and brings them to the past. He's a wizard. He does things weird. But this has been aged a few hundred years, although not in sequence. But you can have. This is one of our more common brands. If you'd like, this costs 10 gold for a bottle.
Because he probably should. Insight check for if it's a fair price.
Sure. And also give me an intelligence saving throw.
Because he's seen... So Nyx has seen alcohol pricing before because they had it at the Adventurers Guild and he was pressured into drinking some.
Yes.
19 on the intelligence save and a 23 on the insight.
Seems a fair price. It doesn't seem like it seems like he's talking to you like a person trying very hard not to use overcomplicated words and
like how other people talk to Five.
Yes. And so it seems like he's not trying to cheat you on the price. With a 19 on your intelligence save, the name Galadir strikes a chord and you're not sure why.
Do you have anything that's not wizard made?
We have a few more local brews, but they tend to be more expensive.
Or natural druidic, I don't know, that sort of thing.
We have more. Like I said, we have more local brews. They tend to be more expensive, though. This is one of our cheaper bottles.
Something not wizard is probably going to go over better with her.
Okay, well,
I think.
Walks back over. This is one of our Dwarven Brewery's attempts at a similar type of wine. Dwarves tend to brew more hardy and strong types of alcohol, but they do occasionally dabble in the wine process, and this is one of their better turnouts for the experiment. It has a lot of it tends to have a lot more sort of strong oaky flavor than other wines that we sell. But this one is 15 gold.
That'll work. Can I get 2 of those?
Sure. And you'll put it on the table. Go back, get another one. Bring it up.
I'll spend 30 gold on alcohol.
All right. Is there anything else that you would like from us here?
No, present achieved, I think.
Well, thank you very much. Well, you're welcome to come back to Bacchus's Winery anytime you're in town.
There's that smash cut to Nick standing outside the door with bottles like, what happened in there? And I'm going to go find the people who agreed to camp with me.
So just so that it's not lost, the name Galadir, you're not sure where you know it, but you know it, and you don't know why you know it. It's Galadir.
Yeah, I got that in my notes.
Yep. And so you go and find the others. Boldrin, you're going to the forge.
Yes.
So yeah, you get there and you have access to the materials of the forge to do the work that you do. Go ahead and give me a smith tools with advantage because you are in a forge in a place that is meant to be used for forging.
That is a 23.
All right. So with the 23, you managed to add rifling. You managed to shrink down and rifle the barrel of your cannon, and you replace the fuse with a hammer. So it's much closer to a musket now than a cannon, which means that you are then able to shrink the size of the ammunition. It is almost to the level that you want it at. It does not yet have a trigger. The hammer is basically you've sort of added in an extra cylinder to the back of it. That you basically twist, pull, and slam to fire. But it does serve the basic functions of a musket now. Meaning that, let me pull up. You remember what page that's on?
Musket is in the DMG near the end of the workshop.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember what page. Look for things in the book. I don't know why this is the voice that chose, but it says it, and you're all stuck with it.
Dungeon Master's Workshop is on page... Come on.
Let's see who finds it first. You found it. Page 268 for those interested. So it is now effectively a musket, which means it has a range of 40 to 120 feet. It uses an attack roll now. It's not a saving throw. Uses your dex for the attack. It does 1d.
What page was that on?
268.
268.
It now does 1d12 minus 2 piercing damage, because it is not quite fully up to spec yet. It has the loading feature, the two-handed feature, and it misfires on a 2. So if you roll a 2, it jams currently.
Okay.
All right. So, while you're doing that, that takes you much of the evening to get done. But by the time the evening ends, you're pretty satisfied with it. Corbin, where are you heading?
Yep. I was headed back to the inn.
You head back to the
That's
inn.
what I figured everybody else was going.
You get there. Doesn't seem like anybody's there right now.
Okay.
But you still have your room, so if you want to head up there and go to sleep, you can.
Yeah, I'll hang out in the lounge for a while since it's still like mid-afternoon.
Yeah.
And actually, on my way back, before I headed there, I actually wanted to sell some of the stuff that I took off. I think it was the orcs. I took some stuff off somebody.
What stuff was it?
2 scimitars and some leather armor.
That would be stuff you took off of goblins, I think, a long time ago.
Yes.
The orcs don't have scimitars. Orcs have great axes. None of you looted the orcs.
Nope. Cause
No, I think I got them
the fuck
from.
am I gonna
No, I
do?
got them from the cultists.
Oh, yeah, cultists. That would have been it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can sell those for half price, whatever they're listed in the book.
25 and 10. So 25 for the scimitars and then 5 gold.
Yep.
For the armor.
All right.
So 30.
And so, Hope and Selena, did you guys take 5 with you, or did you leave 5 at the inn?
Took 5. 5. Do you want to come with us?
5 goes with Boldrin to the forge.
Ah, so 5 follows.
There you
Boldrin.
go.
So then,
All right.
Boldrin,
There we go.
Boldrin, while you are smithing, 5 is just sort of there, watching you. What are you doing while he's working, 5?
Sitting on a chair, just watching him.
Okay.
Occasionally making her fingers light on fire and then putting them out, then lighting her fingers on fire and putting them out, and then looking at her hand like she's confused about what just happened, and then doing it again.
After a while of him noticing that 5 is just kind of watching idly, he kind of like gets into the habit of explaining what he's working on while he's working on it.
So over the course of this forging, he explains, well, now I'm taking this press and screwing in, rifling into the thing, and then he gets into explaining rifling, then he gets into explaining gunpowder and bullet size and hammers and how they work with bullets and gunpowder.
Oh no, you've explained gunpowder.
You're
It's
getting
5.
You're getting a lot of information. Give me an intelligence saving throw. See if you retain any of it.
Nope.
You don't retain any of what he's saying.
You know, in Boldrin's defense, this is probably how most people respond when you start talking about guns in a fantasy setting.
It's true. It's true.
It's like it's like that music at like a hair salon. You're not really hearing any of it, but you know, like the tune is pleasing.
Why? Steam, A, Steam, why are you still on? B, why are you updating? Hang on a second. Sorry, I need to.
Because it would be inconvenient, and your gaming experience needs to be all in one place and still inconvenient.
I need to murder Steam for a second while we continue on here. Don't mind the blood. Okay. I've successfully murdered it. Okay. So
I mean, Steam had it coming. Look at it. It's
Hope
Steam.
and Selena, you guys head outside to prepare a spot. What sort of area are you looking for? The exterior of Underhold. So there's a stables there's a stable area and a couple other things, sort of external businesses for visiting, sort of like a visiting market circle. And mostly sort of open, dry, rocky fields that are here at the foothills of Underhold. The road then splits off towards Clifftop and then back towards the river where it heads south towards Twin Rivers and Core.
Just far enough to be away from the city.
Yeah. Still, like, within sight. I'm gonna have the tent opening, like, facing away from the city, so he doesn't have to see it when he wakes up, hungover. And it's flat and is not like rocky. That's going to stick into our backs.
Okay, so you sort of
kind of area.
You sort of follow the slope. You sort of follow the fork where the roads go either way. You sort of go in the middle there, and head off for a bit. There is the road sort of the Rocky Mountain road sort of ends. The Rocky Mountain sort of plateau sort of ends abruptly, dropping into a short drop below which is a more grassy hill. The plateau is fairly flat and clean. There's not a lot of rubble here. You could camp right here on the edge of the plateau, or you could, go around towards the road a little bit, go down and put this sort of minor cliff face at your back.
Let's do that. I like cliffs at my back, and then we won't accidentally wander off.
Right, so
over a cliff.
You guys sort of come around and go down there and start setting up. A few minutes later, Nyx, you come out the front gate, and you don't see them anywhere currently.
Well, I'll head in the direction of nature until I see them.
Right. So are you just sort of heading straight out, or are you following a road? Which direction are you going?
In the direction of nature. I don't know.
Nature is all around you.
Yes, but part of it is a road, so not that.
Give me just a.
We're gonna lose Nyx again.
Give me an insight check.
God damn it.
We're gonna lose.
It's fine. I have a plus 11 to my insight, guys. I can find you.
You take famous
when
last
you get
word.
By psychology.
There we go.
You just sort of walk straight out, figuring that if they went down the road, you'll probably be able to see where they're at from the cliff, from the edge of the plateau ahead. And yeah, you sort of walk up to the edge of the plateau and look around, look down, and you see a small campsite being prepared below. So you can very easily go around and down, and after a couple of moments, Hope and Selena, you guys are still putting up tents as Nyx walks up carrying a pair of bottles.
I bought drinks.
You are the best.
Okay. Tents are up. We're good.
The person said something about them being oaky. I've never eaten oak tree.
You don't eat it. You drink it.
It's a.
Oh, yes. Okay. I understand food preparation. I just have never decided to prepare an oak tree. I just don't know what that means. But there you go. Bottle of alcohol that is probably strong because dwarves.
You're the best.
All right.
Yeah, you guys pop the cork on the bottle, pour them out into a couple of into your sort of traveling cups and take a drink. And yeah, the first thing that hits you, those of you that are drinking, this is what you imagine a whiskey maker would. This is sort of a whiskey maker's take on wine. It's.
Oh my god, that's the best thing ever.
It's a lot stronger than wine normally would be. And it does. You distinctly get that sort of barrel-aged oaky flavor to it, and it's nowhere near as strong as ale is, but it is distinctly stronger than wine. and oddly smooth. Like for something this strong, typically the expectation is that it's going to burn a lot, but it goes down with almost a honey feel to it. Not a honey taste, but a honey feel. And just sort of coats your throat and warms you up immediately as it hits your stomach.
Ah, that is good.
That's fantastic.
That is good.
Well
Good
done.
choice. Yep.
Well done.
That is. I have had some shitty alcohol, and that is good.
That is worth being out in here.
Oh,
Not-
you guys are out there. Corbin, you're back in the tavern by yourself. As the evening wears on, eventually Boldrin and Five come back in, unless there's something that the two of you do after Boldrin finishes working on his gun.
How much ammunition am I able to fashion with this as well?
You're not able to. You spent most of the time working on the thing. You're not able to fashion any ammunition, but you're able to sort of coerce one of the other dwarven smiths there to work on some ammunition for you, and you managed to get a bag of 20 shots.
20 shots. Yay!
Yeah. So, what are you guys doing after finishing your work?
Well, Five, shall we head back to the tavern?
5. Yes. She nods her head.
Did she actually say yes?
No, I
Five
said
in
yes.
Head.
Okay.
I was nodding, but yeah.
Yeah. Alright, let's
She
go.
nods yes.
And you guys head back to the tavern. So we've got 3 of you in the inn, the brass tankard, and 3 of you out at the bottom of the cliff, enjoying nature.
Yep.
So, starting with the folks in the tavern, what are you guys doing?
I'll let Boldrin know that I got a cluster of horses saved for us for tomorrow. That flying thing isn't there, so we can't use it.
Alright, how many horses did you say to save?
6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We probably only need 5 because I don't know how well 5 handles a horse.
Well, we don't need the other one. We don't need it. But I just told him
5
to
might
hold on
need
to
to
6.
ride with. 5 might need to ride with someone else.
Okay. It's gonna be like 6 gold for the whole trip.
Per horse, or
Yeah, per horse.
5 horses, about 30 gold and change, probably.
Yeah.
I can work with that.
Other than that, just gotta buy enough food to make it there.
Alright.
Yep.
Anything else from the 3 of you?
I can handle food.
Oh.
Create food and water.
Best
I've had some of
spell.
that before. I'll buy rations.
It doesn't say create good food, it just says create
Yeah.
food.
It specifically says the
Bland.
food is bland but
Bland.
nourishing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make oatmeal
It is
every single
As
day.
decent as rations are.
Alright. So, back outside at the cliff.
Yep.
Ah,
You have a nice fire going, you've got
Yep.
wine and nature in front of you.
So we're gonna have to work on our communication skills a little bit.
yeah.
I mean,
I think it's meant.
a little bit. I don't know how well it's gonna get through to the rest of them because
Stick in the
swear
mud.
attempts
Yeah.
it would be a miracle if a thought passed through Boldrin's head. But
At least Boldrin didn't suggest, hey, that person who's been imprisoned, let's kill them if they make a move I don't like.
yeah, you're not wrong.
At least he's logical. I don't know.
Important
the whole
question. Are the
Entire
other
group.
pushing for Nyx to drink?
No.
Okay.
No, it'll be passed, but
Mhm.
by no means is there a requirement.
Yep.
Nyx will probably
Uh,
have a few sips, but
It depends on how much
reasonably
Nyx.
so.
Yeah, it depends on how sensitive Nyx is to peer pressure.
Yeah.
Extraordinarily.
Well, there you go. No, it's a good plan. Just
Terrible execution. We'll work better on it. We'll be able to do this eventually.
I thought it was kind of obvious. I mean, Umbra certainly seemed to think it was obvious.
well, so you told me, but you told me like I know it was only 18 days
Don't worry,
ago.
it's your first
But it
time trying to
feels like
outwit a
it was
voice in your
weeks
head. It's
ago.
hard. It's really hard.
So as you guys are sort of in the middle of that conversation, you hear from above you, "Oh, so that's what that is."
I'm.
And
What?
you look up, and you see Lelian, the elf druid from the
Hi.
sort of leaning over the edge of the cliff, looking down, sort of on their staff, looking down at you.
I'm not a that. I'm a he.
I was more referring to the sound of talking I heard.
Yeah, it's us. We have drinks. You want to come?
Selena is 30 feet away, having heard a voice in an instinctually misty step.
It's just this Nightcrawler bounced away.
Yep. 100%.
We'll get
Lelian puts their staff sort of in a groove on the of the cliff and steps out into the air, and you see the staff sort of like almost like it grabs and slide fairly slowly down the cliff face with them sort of holding on to it like they're leaning on a bar. And then it just sort of slowly slides down, touches down, and they put the staff back out. I mean, I was just coming out
Very
here
impressive.
for some quiet, but if you're offering, I won't turn down a drink.
No, it's really good. It's really good. Find an extra cup somewhere and pour.
They just sort
For them.
of, as you're like fiddling for a cup, they just sort of wave a hand, and a plant, like a small plant, grows up and into a particularly broad leaf, and they just sort of pluck the leaf and hold it out like a cup, kind of like sort of a small bowl.
Very cool. Pour.
And then they
Sit down.
They drink. Oh, that is quite good.
Told you.
We don't get things like that in the Feywild.
Mm. May I have to come back here?
Am I familiar with the Feywild?
Yeah.
Give me a nature check as they look over at Selena, who I'm assuming is still like 30 feet away.
Yes.
Hello.
That should not be at well, certainly not a disadvantage. 21.
Next, you know the Feywild is another plane.
Mm.
You know it's another plane. Selena, yeah, you especially know
nature.
that the Feywild is another plane, where all sorts of Fey creatures are native. Archfey, Fey versions of elves, satyrs, and all these sort of like traditional fairy tale creatures tend to be from the Feywild. Was there something in specific you were trying to think of in relation to the Feywild?
No, just in general, how much.
You know a pretty good amount. You've never been there
Okay.
yourself, but
Right.
you know all the stories that are told about the Feywild, and particularly from your own extraplanar heritage, you would be sort of interested in that.
Okay, makes sense.
And they just sort of after looking at Selena and just waving in sort of a confused status, they just,
She's jumpy.
You
Don't
don't
worry.
sneak up on people.
oh, I sneak up on people all the time.
Don't worry, we're
One
just a
of the-
really jumpy sort of group. It's good. It's good. Just relax and enjoy the drink.
And they just sort of very with that stupid elven grace, sort of just very very gracefully drop down into a cross-legged sitting position.
Selena, you left the alcohol.
Yeah, I'm coming.
And sort of this is sort of the first time that you guys have really sort of taken the time to sort of get a good look at Lelion. They have long golden hair, which you guys have noticed previously, but all over their sort of face and arms, you can now tell, and bare legs, is this sort of interconnected series of tattoos that sort of frame the face and demarcate lines under the eyes, sort of come down and almost branch or vine-like come down the neck and then underneath their armor, which now that you're looking at looks like metal armor from afar, but up close you can see sort of wood graining as this sort of half plate that covers from one shoulder down across the chest to the left-hand side. And then on top of, and then out of it is sort of spilling these sort of fur-lined robes. And this sort of vine-like pattern continues down their arms and limbs, their arms and legs, and terminates sort of at the hands and feet. And they just sort of sit down, staff on their shoulder, grass-like bowl in hand. Oh, I assume...
Spend a lot of time in the Feywild?
I'm from there, where I was born.
Interesting.
They're all not from here either. They were born other plane too.
Give me a deception roll.
Yeah.
With disadvantage because you've been drinking.
Yep. Is it deception though? Because I thought I was going off of
the abyss. The abyss is not another plane.
Oh.
Unless that's what
I
sees
meant.
it.
Yeah, that is actually what I meant. I'm confused.
Okay, that's fine.
We had a huge conversation about how the abyss is in another plane and things from the abyss aren't from other planes.
I was not there.
Yes, the abyss is part of the material
plane. I was dead.
plane.
Okay, never mind then. Yeah, they're not from around here either, but good. What are those for? They have a meaning? I'm pointing at the tattoos.
Oh, it's an indication of class and tribal lineage. I'm what my people refer to as a pathfinder. We sort of lead the tribe through the Feywild, searching for whatever it is that we need and guiding the path. The Feywild is a constantly shifting place, so it's a fairly important task.
Why are you here then?
Well, how familiar are you with satyrs?
How familiar am I? Let's do a nature check real quick. Yeah. Probably not.
Roll this one too.
Yeah.
Would have been with
17 if it's not.
Anyways, but,
15.
You're not. They are creatures of the Fey. That's as much as you know.
Some sort of thing? No.
Yeah, they're atrocious, pudgy little half-goat things. Tricksters, primarily, and troublemakers. One in particular, Grimalkin, we had been searching for a while, because he continually stole from our tribe. While tracking him, I found a portal to your material plane, and followed him through it, which ended up with me being stuck here, still looking for... Sorry, not Grimalkin. I don't know why I said that. That's a different person. Philodoxian. Still searching for Philodoxian and trying to return both him and myself to the Feywild.
So it's one around here somewhere.
Grimalkin is a goblin.
I don't know how to find pudgy goat people. I mean, I could conjure a goat, so I think that's different. But Oh crap! We left that with Baldwin.
Hmm?
We have a thing that could send you home.
Oh,
Do?
there's any variety of things that could send me home, but it's slightly pointless if I don't also go home with Philodoxian.
Yeah.
Well, he's stuck here too.
Theoretically. He opened the door to the material plane, though, so
Ah.
I'm not certain if he can
That is
open
a
one
problem.
back the other way, or not.
We're looking for someone too, so.
Or someone gets annoyed and sends them back.
Well, I wish you luck in your hunting, they say, holding up the leaf and continuing to drink.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Are you all out here for the beauty of nature as well, or...?
No, we're drunk.
Yes.
Fair enough.
It's been a long couple days.
Fine.
Cities fucking suck.
Cities are
Because of that. That is why we were out here instead of in a comfy bed.
I don't blame you. I find myself uncomfortable in cities as well. My party tends to spend most nights in them, and I will find my way out. Eventually find my way back.
I wasn't being stalked by a revenant, it would be fine.
That sounds like an interesting story. I'm assuming that has something to do with that scuffle we had earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
That's Umbra.
Yeah, fuck that dude.
Yep.
I heard. I know you said that's Umbra, but I heard that's Sombra.
Well, I wish you luck in your...
Sombra wouldn't have let me get away. Sombra has a machine gun.
Brack.
And if Umbra lets you get away, worry. Of course, if Umbra lets you get away, worry.
Oh, I wish you luck in your journeys.
Yes.
Thank you. It's gonna be terrible. Find him eventually.
Adventures often are.
Yep. It's good.
Seems we each have our own quarry. I won't impose on you any longer. I'll find myself a nice quiet spot elsewhere. But I was just curious as to the voices.
Yes, it is us being drunk.
Enjoy yourselves.
Thank
And
you.
they'll finish the you notice that they hadn't sort of, they didn't drink it all in one gulp. They were very sort of sipping.
Yeah.
They finished the drink out of the leaf and very neatly fold the leaf into quarters and then press it into the ground where it just sort of buries itself. And they then pick up their staff, stand up, and wander off.
That leaf is gonna
They're
turn into a
nice.
shambling mound.
For my own benefit. Okay. Nix is drinking more than he probably should, but it's not going worse than one would expect from someone who had to learn how to cook their own food.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
It's nice.
What's that sound for?
No, it's nice to be out drinking. That's all. I haven't done this in a while. This is good. Hope is being
You say so.
decidedly more talkative than she usually is.
So,
Oh, that reminds me. The drink people, the
Hmm?
wines, the wine Fred.
The what? That's
The
not a
wine
term. That's not a term that I've ever heard of.
The halfling sells wine.
Okay.
Okay.
Presumably named Fred.
He was selling me a different thing first, and does the name Galadir ring any bells for either of you?
Does it?
You both can make me intelligence saves.
Okay. With disadvantage still
yes,
or
with
not?
disadvantage because you're drunk.
Yep.
20.
Yeah, it's a 6. Natural
Specifically a natural 1.
1. Yeah.
Hope.
Starts with a G.
Hope passes out.
Oh no.
Selena. The name is Elvin. That's pretty much all you get out of it.
Okay. Not particularly why.
Well, apparently it's someone who time travels to brew alcohol anti-chronally. Chronally?
Are you sure you heard correctly?
I heard
I mean, I'm not
fine. I might
discounting
be
the
saying
possibility.
wrong.
I'm not discounting the possibility of time travel, but it seems like a lot of effort to make alcohol.
That is how they were selling it.
I mean, it's already a lot of effort to make
Don't
alcohol
lie.
when you're working with wine.
Yes, but bending the laws of space and time seems
You're a
to
wizard,
be an
why the fuck not?
unnecessary escalation.
Yeah.
I make 100-year-old bottle of
he
wine in
wizarded
like 2
alcohol,
minutes.
and I just
No.
the name was familiar, and I don't know. Maybe it's something we had at the Adventurers Guild or something.
Well, whatever it is, I'm sure. Good on them. Hopefully they don't rip a hole in the fabric of time and reality, because we've got enough of those as it is right now. We don't need an extra. Yeah, no. Good stuff, though.
This is not that person's alcohol because I don't like wizards.
Me
I don't
neither.
like wizards that's names I don't trust.
Fuck wizards. Yeah, no, arrogant.
Disintegrate out of nowhere. Just fuck wizards.
Hope snoring. Their intelligence
Loudly.
Safe. Yeah. I'm a snorer.
You were trying to think too hard, and that natural one just went.
Lean
Why
back.
do I keep not having my characters learn silence? No, we will find the person that we need to find in core, hopefully quickly. I know you don't want to be there long. And then who the fuck knows from there.
All right. So, assuming the wine eventually takes both of you, and you fall into a mostly dreamless sleep. Back at the inn, if there was nothing else you guys were planning on doing, eventually you head up to your rooms, and also fall asleep. Nixon 5. While asleep, for most of the you sort of, for the most part, as far as you can tell, you were asleep. At one point, you get the sudden self-awareness that you're asleep, that you occasionally get while dreaming. And with that self-awareness comes this pull that you feel sort of internally, as if somebody had reached into your chest and grabbed something and was tugging. Not painfully, but just that's where the pull is centered from. And as you're becoming aware of your dream self, you feel like you're not alone. And you both just sort of instinctively look around and you see shadowy figures in a circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, including yourselves. And you recognize each other. You're not certain why you're in why the other is in your dream, you can see details of yourselves, and the rest is just everyone else is just in shadow. And as you're looking around, trying to make sense of this odd dream, both of you see in the middle of the room just the bone-white skull face of Umbra smiling. And you wake up.
Oh, keep fucking trying, bitch.
Huh?
Nix yells out loud at
What?
roughly 5 a.m.
You
Nothing. Umbra's
You
a
okay?
dick.
What?
Umbra's a dick,
Yeah.
Mm,
and I think I'm hungover, but mostly Umbra's a
what?
dick.
definitely.
Hold on. Ah. Get that. What
Oh,
did
we're
Umbra
moving.
do?
Those two for lesser restoration.
Suddenly that
Oh,
hangover...
wow. Wow.
You're the best person in the world.
That's amazing.
What did Umbra do now?
Summoned me to a circle of shadow people.
What? What?
You were
Okay.
actually there? Did you leave?
No, in dream self.
Okay.
Okay. Still bad, but
Yeah.
Had to guess.
Circle of shadowy people.
Yeah, I was one of the people in a circle
How
of shadow.
many?
And Umbra was standing in the center being a stupid bitch.
How many
Keeps
people?
fucking trying to steal my soul darkness.
How
piece of
many people?
Eidos. Do I know?
The dream is beginning to fade. Go ahead and make me an intelligence save.
Assuming I have disadvantage because I didn't fix my own hangover.
You're not drunk. You just have a hangover. It's just a headache.
Okay.
But so, more than 10.
10 plus.
Was there any differences between any of them? Could
There
you
was
see
me.
who? Okay, yeah, you. Self-awareness, that's good. Anyone
You do.
different at all
the
besides
others
Umbra?
sort of seemed obscure.
You do recall
like-
seeing 5.
Oh, and 5 was there, which sort of confirms the pieces of Eidos
Okay.
things Umbra wants theory.
But no one was more like solid than anyone else. Nothing different.
Yeah.
No, everything that you can recall, everyone except for you and 5 were in shadow silhouettes.
No, it was almost like a character creator that wasn't. The other characters weren't in your party yet.
Kind of, I guess you could describe it like that.
Okay. This is. Have you had dreams like this before? Besides,
No.
do you the night that you ran off, you and 5 ran off, was
all
there
I
this?
sensed then was something trying to take control, and I bitch slapped it out of my brain.
Okay. So I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
Yeah. You think? No, this is bad.
I think we need to take the stupid air carriage, whatever you call it. We need to move fast.
Oh,
as fast
Corbett's
as we
gonna
can.
be so angry. I can't wait for this.
I know. I'm not happy about this. Does this look like I'm not happy about this? But we need to
I
move
can
fast
make
before...
it better with the spell that I did.
Oh.
I can do that more.
Really quickly, while you guys are having this conversation, at the same time, back at the end, 5, you wake up. from that same dream.
Yep.
How do you
Whose room
react?
is 5 in? Because I don't think they have the key to Hope's room.
No.
Either yours or Corbin's.
Probably mine. All things considered.
Yep.
5 is
Probably yours.
probably on the floor somewhere.
Yeah, you wake up on the floor. You hear the snoring dwarf somewhere in the room.
She just kind of sits there. She doesn't have the language to tell anybody what she just saw, so...
How does she react? Does she just passive about the whole experience, or?
Yeah, it's not any more concerning than anything else she's seen recently.
Yeah,
So-
you just sort of lay there awake, thinking about what it was you just experienced. A few hours later, Boldrin starts to wake up. Corbin, you're waking up in your room. Cutting back over to the conversation.
So,
We need to get this
Actually,
fixed as
like,
soon as possible.
I should look around for some herbs. That might make it easier for you.
for what?
Being up high.
Oh, that's fine. I'm not that worried about that. It's
Well-
cool.
We need to. I don't know how many more like you and 5 there are, and I don't want him to find anyone else.
Okay. We're in panic mode currently, and that's fair.
Hmm.
But let's go talk to the Idiot Brigade.
Let's just hope they didn't ditch 5 or something because they wanted to get more ox.
If they did, I am going to kill them. Slowly with the rusty fork.
So you guys
I start packing up the tent.
You guys
Boom.
very quickly pack up the tent and head back in. As you head back in, you notice that you sort of look over at the stables. The magic carriage is not there. As you guys walk past and head into head into Underhold.
I'm going in. I'm going over to the carriage house. You all take care of that. I'm going to see if we can get that thing here.
Right. So
Okay.
you head over there, and there's this black-haired dwarf, long black hair in the back, sort of neatly trimmed beard in the front, not long down on his chest like most of the other dwarves in Underhold. Yes. How may I help you this morning?
Yes, I was wondering about that flying carriage. We were brought here in it.
Ah, yes.
Does it
the
have a
magic
regular
carriage.
schedule?
Semi-regular, yes. We typically sort of, if there's a customer needing it, we send word and it comes on this way. It takes a couple of days for it to get here without passengers. But I can certainly call for them if they're not already en route, or if they're...
Can you see if they're en route? It's slightly urgent.
Sure. Let me a moment, and he heads back inside, and
Few days is actually probably still faster than horses.
Yeah, I don't know how long
Checks
it'll
in.
take on horses.
comes back out. They have not yet left, but they do have some passengers that have sort of reserved the carriage for today. It will be heading this way later this afternoon and should be here in about 3.5 days.
It'll be here in 3.5 days?
Roughly, yes.
Okay. Important question. How long would it take us to get to Core on
Yeah.
foot?
Or on horse? Yeah.
The only one of you that would realistically know that is Boldrin, but you can estimate.
Nix has a good sense
Can I
of
do
the
it like
land,
a
even if he hasn't
survival?
been
Yeah, go ahead and
through it.
give me a survival roll. Just sort of like try to estimate the amount of time based on distances that
13.
you're aware of. You imagine on horseback.
13.
So riding on horseback cuts down your travel time on roads by half. So to back out of the game for a minute and talk about mechanically, each hex grid takes a day to cross on a road on foot, which means that on a horse it takes half a day to cross. If you're not going on a road, it takes 2 days. If you're going through difficult terrain like a forest, it takes 3 days. So on a road with horses, half a day per square, You've got 1, 2,
Four.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 squares to pass.
So 4.5
So
days.
it's about roughly 4.5 days to get
Yep.
there on horseback.
If it takes 3.5 days for the carriage to even get here, and then 2 core, that's more than.
That is, but I need to point something out also. While we're on the road, we're more vulnerable to attack.
Mm-hmm.
While we are flying through the air in a magic,
And if Umbra had,
we are
as
less
much as I
likely
hate
to
cities,
be.
if Umbra had the resources to just knock down the gates at Umberhold in order to get whatever the fuck he wanted, we wouldn't be standing here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, can we reserve a seats on that carriage?
Not when it's not here, primarily, because obviously we want fair competition for anyone who's here when it arrives. But once it's here and stationed, it can be reserved then, yes.
In 3.5 days.
Well, I mean,
We can land 3.5 days.
any sort of accident might occur while it's in travel, and we wouldn't want to reserve
You're not
a
helping.
carriage, that might not arrive.
You're talking yourself
I'm
out of
getting-
a potential deal.
I'm getting more. Yeah.
He sort of like looks at Selena like, I'm just trying to be honest.
Hope is getting more and more annoyed. Fine, we'll be back maybe to reserve that. Whatever. Okay, onward, and heading out.
He goes back to tending horses, not quite sure why he got in trouble for being honest.
Yeah, Hope's is ornery.
Because honesty is not the best policy.
Because about 3/4 of this party are dicks.
Also,
I'm really
that.
confused who other than 5 isn't a complete another asshole.
So,
Boldrin's just honest.
judgments aside,
No, Waldra.
you all head back in to the town, passing the Adventurers Guild as you go, passing various shops and heading straight towards the
How long
monster.
would it take to get to the Sundered Cathedral? Because they have a teleportation circle there that goes to core.
To get to the
That's a good point.
to get to the Sundered Cathedral, it's considerably shorter. 1, 2,
3
3,
days.
4, 5,
Oops.
6. So it'll take about 3 days,
3 days.
total to get to the Sundered Cathedral.
4, 5.
Who do we have to deal
Can we
with?
afford teleportation?
I don't know.
Is that a
There's
public
pallets
service?
there.
It's not a public service.
Except if that's assuming you're ignoring the road though, so that's actually
No. It's
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 down, 3 up.
alright.
Yep.
I'm ignoring the road.
It is not a public service.
It's 5
Uh,
squares if you're ignoring the road, which is 10 days because you're traveling on not roads.
The good
Do
news
I know
is
anything
we've
about
got
the Sundered
enough that I
Cathedral?
think we can get a teleport.
Give me an intelligence save.
Okay. If I don't
This
have
would be a 16.
disadvantage
No,
anymore,
it would
never
be
mind.
disadvantage.
16.
The Sundered Cathedral is the headquarters of the Sundered Templar, a paladin order dedicated to the Sundered God. They tend to be very insular, but you're thinking about teleportation, and then as you're thinking about teleportation, the next thing that comes to mind is you saw the head of the Adventurers Guild teleport a cow
I did
without using a teleportation circle.
veer
just snapped her hand.
straight toward that door.
Where are we going?
Are we
Where-
ever going to?
Hope,
You know what?
where
I
are we-
just want to check on 5. I realized that.
You all can go. I'm just.
where are you going?
She teleported Corbin's cow.
Oh, you mean the bitch that I pissed off hardcore?
Can you apologize? Just
Um,
say.
I
nice
already
things.
did.
So this person knows you guys but doesn't know me.
True. Very true. I like where this is headed. Yes.
You two go check on 5.
Okay. Wait.
Okay. Good luck.
Hope. No. Because you're not being left alone. No offense.
That's true. I forgot.
You guys haven't technically ditched me this time. It doesn't count.
You're not being left
You're getting your
alone.
dreams. Better safe than sorry.
Go check on 5.
Okay.
No, I will go check on 5. I've pissed her off the most.
Okay.
You
good.
guys do that, and yes.
Selena
All right.
bites off.
Waldron, if she was left out overnight.
Meanwhile,
I'll be catching people on fire if she was just left in the hallway overnight.
back at the tavern, Boldrin and Corbin, you guys have awoken. Boldrin 5 was already awake when you got up, just sort of laying on the floor.
You alright, Russ? Say that properly again. You alright, lass?
She nods.
Just sort of laying there, staring at the ceiling.
A little sleeping?
She shakes her head.
Alright. You want some breakfast?
She nods.
Well, let's head downstairs.
You guys get ready and head downstairs. Or
Yep,
yourself.
Corbin is drinking breakfast beer and whatever they have for donuts.
Yep, Corbin has a frothy orange and yellowish buttery smelling and tasting ale, and just sort of a plate of sugary
Last night's
bread.
dinner rolls.
Yes, not last night's, fresh this morning.
All right, awesome.
They smell.
Nice.
They
This is a very nice hotel.
they definitely have that sort of smell of sugar and fresh bread, like sort of put together, give you a little bit extra energy. You guys go down there, get yourself some breakfast. They have eggs and meat and potatoes and bacon and all the sort of breakfast staples.
Steak and eggs and eggs and steak.
And you guys have breakfast, and a short while after you guys sit down to begin to eat, Selena comes in through the front door.
Walks in.
Hey,
Hey, so,
Alright.
what?
I said good morning.
Oh. How you guys doing?
Fine, we're
5?
having
Doing
breakfast.
good?
5 has like 4 donuts in her mouth.
5 is fine. Okay.
I think she's trying to build up to a record.
So, how'd you guys, sits down. How'd you guys sleep?
Fine, we got horses to get.
So yeah, funny story that.
Did
No.
you guys kill the horse? All the
No, we
horses out
didn't
there?
kill any horses. But we don't have time
Why?
to travel there by foot, by horse, by whatever.
It'll only take a few days.
Not good enough. So here's the deal. Nick's kinda had a dream, and it was sort of a vision-y dream, and he can explain it better than me, but the gist of it is 5 was there and a bunch of other people were there, and we don't really...
I look over at 5. 5, did you have this dream?
She nods.
Well, that's just peachy. So
Then
yeah,
sticks another donut in her mouth.
so
So then is that thing...
Don't eat too many of those too fast, you'll end up choking yourself.
the thing, it will be here in about 3.5 days. It would overall be longer, but it also has the potential for us to not be attacked on the road while we're...
Okay, but if
The
we're
other
attacked on the
possibility-
road, we can defend ourselves. If somehow he can shoot that thing out of the sky,
We can still
We
defend
are
ourselves once we hit the
capital
ground.
B boned.
I would like to remind
So-
you of a concept called crash impact.
I mean, I'll be good. But regardless,
Hope will survive.
yeah, and Hope's died like 4 times by now. Hope will be
The
fine.
person you're trying to protect is
Nix-
Nix, who will not
Nix and-
survive.
Nick's 5 will be fine
Nix
because
will be fine.
Umbra won't
What?
want to hurt them. So everybody that matters will be great. So that being said,
Nix will be fine because shape-shifting.
You know what? I'm shooting that plan down just because you imply that the two that would die don't matter.
First of all, that was a joke. Second of all, it's fine because Hope is actually talking with the head of the person who teleported your cow away.
Bosco. He has a name.
Yeah, sure he does. So regardless, they're talking to what's her fuck to see. I'm assuming to see if we can get a teleport. I didn't go because I pissed her off because I was trying to cover for Nyx, and I'm still we still have words to have about that, by the way. But so regardless, the long story short, we're not going by horse.
Okay.
If you can secure this teleportation, then fine. But if we can't, we kind of have to.
Yeah.
We will. I will win that debate once we come to it.
That's certainly a worldview you have.
Yes, it is.
I like that turn of phrase. Win that debate when we come.
Well,
I like that's certainly a worldview you have.
I didn't know that Jeremy was playing my character from Eberron today.
I mean,
well, we'll see.
Selena is much less moral than Seth.
It's true.
Selena will do things to convince them that will later result in her getting her ass kicked. But that's fine, because her way.
You all very quickly tidy up your breakfast and head out.
Oh, no, I'm sitting down and I'm eating.
Yeah, we gotta wait
You
for
sit down and
confirmation.
eat then. All right.
We gotta wait for confirmation on whether they can actually get a teleportation.
Back at the Adventurers Guild. So, Hope and Nyx, you step in, and the mess that Bosco had made previously is perfectly repaired.
I'm trying to find her name in my notes really quick so that I can. Oh, did I not write it down? Shoot. Dang it. Of course I didn't. That'd be too easy.
Someone just said it less than a minute ago.
I know, and I can't remember it off the top of my head.
I can't either.
Dang it. Okay, we're gonna wing it.
This is why we have the communal notebook
That no one uses.
in the handouts.
No.
Do we actually have one for this one?
There is
Yes.
a communal notebook, yes.
Yeah, I take notes myself, but yeah. Okay.
It's in the handouts.
I mean, I just write my notes on my character sheet, so.
So, there's a person behind the counter.
Excuse me. We need to teleport back to core.
Okay.
As soon as possible.
That tends to be why one would use a teleport, yes?
Yes.
They have the
How do
look
we
on their
arrange
face-
that?
They have a look on their face like they have no idea why you're telling them this.
Can we talk to the lady who teleported our friend's cow?
Oh, you want to speak with Lady Arani?
Yes. Please.
I can stay here? And he just sort of... You see his demeanor immediately shifts from puzzled to concerned, and you're pretty certain he's not concerned about you two.
Oh.
I feel like
he just sort of...
I feel like the Adventurers Guild receptionists don't know what they're there for.
He sort of backs up and walks around the other side of the bar along the back door, heads over to that door, or along the back wall, heads over to that door that you had seen her come out previously, sort of stops in front of it, opens the door and walks through and closes it behind him. And you wait. And you wait.
I'm tapping my foot.
And after a minute or so, the door opens, and again, this tall, platinum blonde, blue-robed, quite strikingly beautiful elven woman walks out. Her arms just sort of clasped in front of her, very calm, and just sort of glides across the floor towards you. I was told you wished to speak with me.
Yes, Lady Irani, I bow because I am dang really need this, so I am groveling. And I bow. We need to use whatever teleportation magic you used to get our friend's cow out of here earlier, yesterday, to get to Core. It's an emergency.
What sort of an
Innocent lives are at
emergency?
stake.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Okay.
With advantage, because you are a member of the guild.
Yes.
Are you wearing your badge out visible?
No, because Hope
Nyx
doesn't
is.
wear
It's actually
badges.
like tying up his hair into a top
Okay.
knot.
There you go.
That works.
Okay. There you go. All right. Persuasion.
Persuasion with advantage.
Which means he
That's
can
an
pull the hood
11.
up and hide
Good
it.
God.
I have terrible persuasion.
Perhaps you should explain what's happening.
Okay. Our friends here are being targeted by some sort of Azamar revenant type of being that is hunting them down.
She's gonna roll insight.
God
I
damn it.
have a bitch cultist in my brain, and I keep bitch slapping him, and he keeps coming back.
A natural 20. So
Hot.
she sort of looks at you. And why do you need to get to Core?
Because we have found in our travels in the Underdark, in underneath the city, we found papers from this cult which he is operating within that we think will lead to his location or help to find him and put a stop to him once and for all. And we need to go to Core to get it translated. Unless you can translate it. If you can translate it, that would be amazing. That'd be better.
What language
Oh.
is it in?
Infernal.
No.
Unfortunately, that is not one of the languages I know, although I could, if you bring it to me tomorrow, I could prepare the spell required to translate it.
That would be brilliant. Yes.
So if it is Core you need to go to, then I could also arrange for that. How many of you are there?
There are 6.
A minimum of 4.
I think.
I mean, if you don't want
I don't
healing
know if
ever
you-
again, sure.
Fuck you, I can heal just as well.
No, you
Oh
can't.
boy. Oh
It's
boy.
fun to make the jokes.
6 then. Yes.
These two
if
things
you-
are said at the same time.
You can bring your friends here, or you can give me a day and bring the journal to me. Either way, I can help.
Let's go to Core. I think that would be. I actually I will talk to them. You'll either see a big group of us or just me with the book.
All right.
All right.
Or a big group of us with the book.
Who knows? And head back to the inn.
Yep.
So she's agreeing to teleport
Hey.
us. We can either go today or we can wait until tomorrow and she can translate the book for us. I think that's a better option.
Going straight there would be the better option.
Why?
Okay.
We know there's branches here.
Oh, and then at that point, Nick sees 5 and goes over, like,
Oh yeah,
medicine
they
check.
didn't neglect 5. I was pleasantly surprised.
Why would you think I would leave someone out in the hallway?
I specifically did not say that. I said neglect.
No, like,
5 is perfectly fine.
why
She's
would you think I
eating.
wouldn't
She's
take
eating
care of
donuts.
Hey, you have magical dreams too?
5 offers you a donut.
Thanks.
Yeah, when
Yeah,
Selena
she
told
did.
us about it, she did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But again,
So
why would you think I wouldn't take care
Well,
of 5?
5, what do you think we should do about this?
I mean, I didn't. I just think it's funny.
5 offers you another donut.
Eat away our troubles? Is that... Sorry, I shouldn't assume what you're saying.
I honestly lost track of how many she's ate.
So I'm gonna be frank. This is my concern about it.
You sure that 5 is completely healthy and fine at this moment?
Yes.
Having a
Okay.
bit of sugar high, but
Five sugary bread rolls are not going to kill her.
Yay.
Just
What were
make
you- what
her
were you
sick to her
saying?
stomach later if she
They're
eats
not.
too much.
They're not chemical processed like pure fat and sugar donuts. These are actual bread with sugar in them.
Actual bread with sugar in it can still make you sick to your stomach if you eat too much.
It can,
Yeah.
but the two.
I've had
threshold
5
is not there.
donuts, and they're not that bad.
Anyways,
But anyways, yeah.
So
Why not?
What's the
have
concern,
Here's-
Selena?
what's-her-face
here's my
translate?
concern. I think, and ultimately this is on Nixon 5, but I think as few people as possible should be aware what's in that book before we know. And I'm going to be honest, I have severe issues with I have severe trust issues with people at a certain level of authority.
Okay, I
what
think
does
that's-
is run
that's
a
fairly-
branch.
So the person that you're going to take this to then would
Uh-huh.
also know what is in the book.
Who? Yeah,
Oh,
who
yeah.
are we taking? You never explained.
No, I haven't.
Where?
It was somebody that one of our buddies had it's a place that is a little more.
Is it someone who pays for who does
CD?
these services for
Who?
coin?
Who?
No,
Who is this? Give me a name.
I don't have a name. I have a place.
What's the place?
We'll talk about that
No, we all need
What
to know.
is the place?
when we are not
Absolutely
in the middle
not.
of a. We'll talk about that when we are not in the middle of a public eating place.
I mean, we've
Okay,
already said a bunch
okay.
of shit.
Go in someone's room, and then you can explain it, please.
All right.
you all shuffle up the stairs into one of
Yep.
the rooms.
Yep. Okay. The door is closed.
All right. It's a place called the Misfits Respite.
Have I heard of this place as someone who's been
Have
involved?
I also as a merchant?
Everyone,
have
can,
I.
everyone can give me a history roll. Hope you can give me with advantage.
Sweet.
20.
10.
8.
10.
None of you have heard of it before
All right.
because it's
I'm-
not a place that merchants frequent.
Yep.
And none of the rest of you have been to that.
Actually,
particular
I
section.
never actually looked. I never actually rolled that, didn't I?
No, you didn't. You can make me a history roll as well.
I will give myself advantage on this.
All right.
16.
You've never been there either. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not upper class, from what you were informed. So it's not
I'm
like
low class.
you are, but you specifically target
I
upper class.
tried, yes.
And so it's not. It's never a place that ever would have caught your interest. So none of you have ever been there or are particularly aware of it.
Okay,
Other
so
than what
it's
Selena's been told.
the Misfits Respite, and are they going to ask for money or something else?
I mean, from what our good friend
Adolfo.
suggested, huh?
If you were searching for the name, it was Adolfo that told you.
Yeah, from what Adolfo suggested, no. Probably
No.
not. No, it's not going to be. And if it is, it's fine. We've got more than enough money. But
My concern therein is it's far easier to extort information out of an intelligence person, perhaps, or someone who trades in translation as a merchant, as a businessman, than out of an archmage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if someone knows that the information.
yeah, I don't
should be
trust the
shared,
motives
that-
of an archmage. Period. So I would be more worried about the archmage than Umbra.
Oh, speaking of
She's going to
archmages,
translate it for us because I
Do
told
any
her
of
that
you
innocent
know
lives are
about
at
a-
stake.
Say again?
Galadier?
Do I know that name?
Give me a history roll or an intelligence save,
Yeah.
whichever's better.
know.
History.
Same.
Hope you
10.
already made the roll,
Oh, yeah, I
13.
did.
and you
That's
fell
right.
asleep trying to think of it.
That's true.
Boldrin, you've seen the name on wine bottles before.
A winemaking wizard.
That you're not. Yeah, that's the only thing you really know is a winemaking.
According to the wine, according to the wine shop, the wine Fred. According to the wine Fred, he
Fred, the guy who works at
alcohol in anti-chronological order.
Okay.
Fred, the guy who works at Bacchus's, yes.
Corbin, you recall seeing the name on a contract a while ago at the Adventurers Guild. You're not certain. You don't remember the details. It wasn't a contract you took. It wasn't particularly exciting, but you do recall seeing his name on a contract before. 5, you don't know who this guy is because you came into this world 19 days ago. But the name is distinctly Elven to you. And it is distinctly a moon elf name, not a drow elf.
5 reaches up and touches her ears. And looks very pointedly.
Yeah, Selena thought Elven too.
Yeah, I saw that name on a contract a while ago, but it was like some Nancy bullshit, so I left it and didn't do it.
What does this
How
have
long
to do
ago?
with anything? It's a wine bottle.
Yeah.
Well,
We have
another reason
more
not to
important
trust the
matters.
Adventurers Guild.
The guild that you're a part of?
With vital information.
I don't think the Adventurers Guild is an information brokering establishment. I think if it's a secret that one of their members has, they're obligated to keep it.
That's funny.
Well,
In fact, knowing adventuring rules, they are probably obligated to keep their adventurers' secrets.
well,
Considering they help
there's
their adventurers out of.
Do I remember such a thing?
The entirety
there
of the
are
contract
adventures.
was about fear and tracking us down if we overspent our tab.
The contract specifically stated that you would be protected by the Adventurers Guild if such a case was necessary. It didn't specify anything about keeping or holding secrets, but the wording was more that they are there to help you if you need it, less so than they're going to sell you out if you give them stuff. That being that as it may, she's still a powerful archmage, so you still have your valid reasons for not trusting her.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's people in the guild that deal in information, but normally when somebody finds a hot lead or something interesting, they kind of keep it to themselves like we're trying to do. But when shit's happening, when people are sharing dreams and shit like that,
Wait, there's a precedent for shared dreams?
No. That's why I'm saying maybe we should get somebody that might have a precedent for shared dreams and
No
shit
more.
like that.
Yes, I'm more willing to believe that someone very powerful cannot have information extorted out of them than some random person who knows the abyssal language or infernal language.
Magic, weird dreams
I'm
and
not
shit.
worried about it being extorted
Over
from
there.
anybody.
I am. If Umbra's looking for you, if they find any trace of this information, they'll hunt down whoever knows it until they can get it out of them and find out who came, when they came, and where they were
I'm pretty
going.
convinced that Umbra doesn't need to look for us, especially after tonight.
Yeah.
Anyone else that might be looking for this information?
The cult he works with, whatever their
The only
reason
other
is
person
to
that I
help
have
him
any
with this,
inkling might, the only two,
get the
maybe
end of
one,
the world to
but
come.
possibly two, other people I have an inkling might be looking for this information. I'm less inclined to trust an archmage with that information than street thugs. Is that what this is? City folk? Underground city folk? The other kind of underground?
Probably.
Boldrin, make me an intelligence saving throw.
Okay. The natural one.
The problem.
You don't know why they're hesitant to trust the Archmage. Like, it doesn't make sense to you.
Yeah.
This is.
I
So-
am an honor-bound individual.
Yes.
For me, it's powerful individual can't be threatened to get information out of them.
Problem I have is that I don't know that house. I do not recognize that name. And if we don't know who we're telling this to, that's a lot more dangerous than telling than giving the information to someone who we know has it. If then
Even
it gets
if you
out, then we
that
know
that
the
person
Archmage
is a
did it.
potential danger.
That is a fine point as
I don't
well.
know.
If the information does get somewhere,
What do you
then
think,
we're fully
Five?
aware of who had it.
I'm inclined to agree with Selena, but it's not just my call, it's yours too.
The options are go to the Archmage and get this translated here and now, and then move on from there, or go to Core, get it translated,
To
and
be
then
clear-
deal with it.
To be clear, the translation wouldn't be until tomorrow.
Yep. hmm But we'd
the-
still have the option of teleporting if
You could get
to
teleported.
Core if we needed to.
So you would get teleported today, or have it translated tomorrow.
and then can
It's an
teleport from there. We know that Umbra was here recently, and revenants are not gods. We still have to travel by foot and things like that. He didn't get far with Nyx. He may not be far from here. If we have to go to Core and then come back here, that is going to take time.
I just had an awful thought.
Oh, please
Aside
share.
from the stabbing me, getting rid of him this time was pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
What
It
if
was
he
kinda
wasn't
easy last time.
He ran
Step.
easier.
Yeah.
He knows that we're dangerous.
What if he wasn't actually here? Five and I saw other, or at least I'm assuming Five's was the same, saw other people in that vision. What if
I
he
would
was
point
going
to-
after one of them and this was just some echo he left behind to go at me
He
if
was-
it had an easy opportunity?
He was solid when Selena hit him, though.
Selena didn't hit him.
No.
He was able to stab me. I'm not convinced that, given our connection, I'm not convinced that's enough to indicate he's truly physical.
Hey. So there's another point to make as well, which is Core, as beautiful as it is a much more open and, let's face it, bordering the abyss as immediately as it is, less defended city than Underhold is.
But
Also,
because it's
stands
bordering the
right
abyss,
next
my
to the
own
Tower of the
defenses are
Gods.
more powerful there.
Well,
Core also stands right next to the Tower of the Gods.
That's true.
information you would all know, Core is also easier to get lost in.
Mm-hmm.
Underhold, you get lost if you don't know where you are, but it's fairly structured. And even if you do get lost, it's easy to find your way back. Core is a city that was built sort of on top of itself at times. So 5. They sort of have asked you what you think, and they've presented you these two options of stay here an extra day, potentially having to deal with Umbra again, or be teleported back to Core and potentially get the information you're seeking today. What does 5 think?
5 points back upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Staying here.
And then nods.
Okay.
So that's 5's vote. There are still 6 of you, of course, so...
There's only 2 votes that matter, but we're split.
Oh, 5 hears that, and then she's like,
We're the ones in danger here, 5. So we get to make this decision. It's okay. It is totally okay for you to make this decision. If you want to stay here, that's fine, and I'll go along with that.
Five looks guilty and offers you another donut.
So, is the plan to stay here and have it translated by Archmage Arani, or to accept the teleport and head off?
That's what 5 wants, so we're staying here.
Stay.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, really the person whose decision matters the most is the person who has the book, which is Selena.
That is true.
Oh, don't say
Selena.
that.
So
Selena.
Selena, you now have a choice to make.
Oh no.
Hold on.
Oh no.
Sometimes I love my job.
Mm. Mm. Fine. She tosses the book down on the table
Thank you.
and walks out.
Five licks the book.
Tastes like leather. It tastes like bad leather.
I grabbed the book.
5,
And,
please don't catch that on fire. It is pretty important.
yeah, just in case,
Yeah.
I take the book and put it in my pack.
Let me
Okay,
check.
so we need to hole up. We can't go splitting off again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where did you
As
guys
the
go
door
last
shut.
night?
As the door shuts
We
with
went
Selena
to-
leaving.
Oh, Selena just left? Oh,
Yes, I said threw it down
I'll-
and walked out.
Corbin will head out. I got to do shopping anyway.
I cast sleep.
On everyone in the room.
No, I'm going to wait until we're far enough away.
No, we're in one of
Yeah.
the rooms. We
Yeah.
specifically went into the.
Oh, but when I leave and you see me leave, you're gonna cast sleep on me?
No, I'm asking who you're aiming to sleep at.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
generally it's aimed at, but going to wait so he doesn't put everybody in that room asleep in an unlocked room.
wait,
Fair enough.
So,
Just
so-
assuming at the moment that Corbin is following her
okay, so
and
go ahead and roll
is
sleep.
angry.
You're casting sleep at the door for whoever decides to follow you, basically.
I'm gonna give Selena her space.
So is anybody other than Corbin walking towards the door, or is it just Corbin?
No.
Not at the moment.
Okay.
I was going to in about like 30 seconds, but
So you're just sort of sitting there watching Corbin walk towards the door.
I sleep not on my.
I gotta go buy shit anyways.
Oh wait! Oh nope! Never mind. That's Anders.
No, you don't have it prepared. So
No, I don't have that
you
spell.
know that spell.
Yeah.
So never mind, Corbin.
That's a
you,
handy fit.
You
Yep.
walk out and you see Selena storming off.
Yeah, I'm not. gonna
Once she
catch
hears something,
right
she
up
goes
to her.
gaseous form and then goes through one of the windows.
right. Well, I had more forge work that I need to do anyway. 5. Do you want to come with me?
5.
She
nods.
We shouldn't split up. Everybody, go do something.
The forge is guarded by my order. It's one of the safest places in this city.
You could all go.
Yeah. Like I said before, I don't think Umbra is powerful enough to contest with the city's entire force. Because I don't think we would be alive if he was.
Okay.
That is certainly
I'm
an
going-
assumption you can make.
The forge is also one of the most prominent buildings in the city. It's very hard to miss if you're looking for me.
Mhm.
So I'm just in the doorway waiting.
So we're gonna go visit the forge all day?
I mean,
all right.
you're welcome to follow if you like. 5 was the one who I asked.
No, I don't want to, but
So
we need to stay together.
So, class trip to the forge. Everyone
Stop
except
by,
some-
yeah.
you gonna
Stop by the
Adventurers Guild?
Adventurers Guild to explain, yeah,
Okay.
where the plan.
All right, that's fun. I will prepare the spell in the morning and bring it by, and we'll take care of it for you.
Thank you.
Um,
And then follow to the forge, not happy.
All right, Selena. While they're going to the forge, Boldrin, feel free to make me some other smith's tools with advantage. What you doing, Selena?
Hello.
What are you doing?
Hello.
Oh, sorry. Everything froze up there for a second. Hold on just a second. I'm sorry. I'm writing
Selena goes,
something up.
I revealed the actual book that I had all along.
You do have a forgery kit.
Not
Oh,
gonna
no.
lie.
Didn't make
That
any
was
rolls.
a very serious thought that occurred to me.
Um,
But no.
Boldrin, you had a trigger
Um,
mechanism. You've effectively finished it now. It doesn't look fancy, but it's functional, and it now functions as a regular musket. Sorry, Selena.
So, for the duration of the gaseous form, she will follow the group at a bit of a distance, and then just keep an eye on them from outside the forge. I assume it's fairly easy to blend in as a big thing of smoke in a forge.
Oh yeah, no. Nobody could, even if they rolled, they probably couldn't see you. Because
Yep.
there's enough distance and enough space and not enough light for them.
And
to
enough
really see you.
steam.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, you very easily hang back and just sort of monitor, and the day passes unless anybody has anything else they're wanting to do in the forge.
After an hour, once
yeah.
it wears off, I will leave before it does, and then head back to the rooms.
I wanted to ask.
Yep.
Yeah. I wanted to talk to a cleric.
Okay. There are clerics of the forge there.
There's a
Yes.
clerk working at the blacksmith anvil.
Also,
in
I
front of
should note my passive
I
perception is
do
23.
not want to talk to you.
The DC to see a cloud of vapor in an area with low light and filled with vapor is
Fine.
higher than your passive perception.
It's probably like 40.
The conditions are right where that is very difficult to spot. So hope you want to go talk to a cleric that is not Boldrin. Obviously.
Yes.
So yeah, there's a couple of different dwarven clerics in the forge. Is there any particular type of cleric you're looking for?
Oh no, you froze on me.
Is there
any type of cleric?
Yeah, is there a particular type of cleric?
No, they're all kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. You find and these are more obviously proper clerics, not priests.
Yep.
What can I do to
Someone
help you?
who's studious.
Yeah, you
I
find
don't
one.
know.
That sort of. He's got spectacles on, and that's all.
Get
you need to
get the
think
one
is
with the
studious.
glasses. That's how you know they're smart.
Hey,
Yeah.
How may I
Exactly.
help you, lass?
We need some help. We've got a revenant following us.
Oh, well, that certainly is some trouble.
It's terrible. Revenants are terrible. We need a way to stop him from being able to disappear and regenerate.
Well, being fair that I'm not an expert in the subject, but typically, I don't believe a revenant can regenerate if they haven't died.
Yeah.
And I believe if they do regenerate, typically they regenerate somewhere where their body is or nearby. So if you could find a way to imprison, potentially on a demi-plane or another plane of existence, or in some form of arcane prison of some kind, that could potentially remove your problem. It would not kill the Revenant. Nothing could kill the Revenant until its mission is completed. But if capture works, then there are a couple of different ways you could do that. the way that jumps to mind immediately is something a powerful arcane magic user would have to do. But there are,
What's
depending on
that?
the type of revenant.
there are spells that very powerful wizards can cast that chain a being in place for all eternity, or trap them in the earth's crust, or a variety of other different styles of thing like that.
That sounds terrible. Are there any items that would do something like this?
Let me have him make.
Can we catch him in a Pokeball?
Yeah.
John, based on the roll that I made earlier about my knowledge of revenants, do I know that some types of revenants have a time limit?
No.
Okay.
And even if they did, you wouldn't know what type of revenant. You're not even sure if he is a revenant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have heard tell of one artifact. I'm not certain where it
Do
is.
tell.
You'd have to. To be quite frank, you'd have to ask someone with a little bit more knowledge of less than savory folk about it. But there is an artifact I recall as a mirror that can be used to trap the souls of. I'm not certain what the condition is, but the souls of certain people within it, which, to my mind, would be enough to at least trap a revenant of some kind. It's a powerful artifact. I'm not certain where you might find it. But
Do you
I
know what
recall...
the triggers are? In case someone accidentally got too close and maybe turned it on by accident,
Not to
had
my-
it pointed at them?
Not to my knowledge, no. Perhaps someone who might know where it is would be able to tell you that information. I do not know myself. But that is the only thing that comes to mind immediately.
Hmm.
He rolled
Alright.
really well on that roll.
That was helpful. Surprising. I
Well,
leave.
We try. Alright, so over the course of the day, Baldrin, you fix up that trigger mechanism so that now the hammers have to be manually activated.
Yay.
Yeah, your Siegebreaker is effectively finished. It is not.
It's a basic weapon now, and now I can improve on it, but...
Yeah, it's not painted or anything, but it's done. You have officially created Siegebreaker.
Ooh.
Congratulations. There's a light effect and a da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da as you finish it.
Appears in your inventory.
And
That
so-
little sound from Assassin's Creed when you pick up the feathers.
Yeah. So once done, where are you guys off to?
All right.
That took the majority of the day.
While we were waiting there, I was going to talk to anybody that was selling shit there. I was going to buy a block and tackle and grappling hook
Yeah, you can get that.
and see if anybody was interested in what's it? Where'd it go? Storm Herald.
In the magic spear you have.
Yeah.
No, there's plenty of people interested in buying it. That would be one of the easiest things you have ever sold.
Yeah. Hey, check this out.
Hope is seething off to one side.
I know.
Somewhere in
Did
the
I-
back of his head, Nyx is
You're not doing this near me.
furious and has no idea why.
Did you-
Corbin, are
No,
you...
I just walk off.
Okay.
Did I manage to
Yeah.
transform Siegebreaker into a maul as well?
Yes, it would now also be considered a maul. That is both a maul and a musket. Combination maul and musket.
A mulsket.
Yeah, no, you could easily find a seller for the spear.
Okay.
Give me an
Yeah.
really quickly. Give me an intelligence saving throw, just because
Those are the best ones. 7.
you see no problem with selling this.
I'm not gonna use it. I prefer one-handed spears.
No, it's true. Yeah, no.
I fight with a spear and a shield.
It's true. You have no use for it, therefore you can sell it.
As far as I know, nobody else does either.
It's true. That's not what the intelligence save was for. I can't tell you because you failed it.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna shop around for the best offer then.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Persuasive. Number 1 skill right there. Let me tell you. I have so many points in charisma. That's a 14. Flat 14. No modifier.
All right. Hey. So, you sort of go around. What's the price you're looking for? Are you just accepting offers, or are you putting out an initial price point?
Something like this has got to be worth more than 1,000 gold. So that's where he'd start.
You can very easily find someone who will buy it off you for 1,000 gold.
That should be a sign.
Can I incite their yeah,
Sure. Give me an insight check.
Eagerness.
Give me an insight check.
All right. 23.
You have a feeling that you are way undershooting the value of this weapon.
Yeah. I don't deal with magic shit a whole lot.
Yeah, but just from the way that you say, 1,000 gold, and they immediately go, all right, here.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
You have
all right, how about...
Just that reaction in general is the reaction you would give if someone was trying to sell you, say, plate mail for 50 gold.
Oh, yeah.
That's sort of the reaction you would have if that was the situation.
Okay.
You know, there's a dwarf who's literally a merchant.
I do. Yeah, after getting that kind of reaction, I'm gonna maybe have it appraised by the one that I can get it appraised free by. That won't
You
lowball
come
me.
back with it?
No, a
Yeah, I'm
forge
gonna come
cleric
back
might
here.
actually want to use a
Do I notice
well-made
this?
lightning
So
weapon.
you take it back to Boldrin.
Yep, I take the spear. I say, hey, how much do you think this is worth?
Boldrin, give me.
As I'm in the middle of forging.
Yeah, you can take a minute to.
When you're
pause.
on one of your 15-minute water
Yeah,
breaks.
You still take a
Yeah,
minute.
when I have to like quench the weapon.
Yeah. Give me a wisdom saving throw with advantage.
Yeah, do I notice this at all?
Give me a perception
15.
Okay.
check. You notice Boldrin looking at the spear.
Okay.
So the first thing that comes to mind, Boldrin, is you sort of look at it, you look at the make, and this is a solid piece of weapon. And you, if you were selling this, you wouldn't sell it for anything less than about 50,000 gold.
Whoa!
and as you're looking at it, you just sort of you reach out with that innate magical sense that you have. You already know it's a magical weapon, but you reach out just not necessarily doing an identify because you don't have the ability to identify, but just to sort of feel it
Like
out.
touch on, like grasp the essence of its magic for a second. Yeah.
And you get a sense that there's a lot more to this weapon than what it is currently presenting. And that sense is part of what fuels that estimate. But it's just you something about this thing is telling you this is not all there is to it. You can't really put your finger on it. You'd probably have to have it like properly identified to determine what that is.
So, at first estimate, I don't think you'll find anyone here who's willing to pay a proper amount of gold for what this thing is worth, just from what I can estimate on it.
I mean, I almost got 1,000 gold at the drop of a hat, so I figured it's
I
a
would
little
have
bit
to
more than
kill
that.
you for trying to sell that for 1,000 gold.
That's why I came back. He was so fast with the offer.
Do I
like he
notice
just like
now?
had the bag of gold out already.
You notice Corbin
It was-
and Boldrin talking.
Yeah, I'm heading over.
So, what I would recommend is we get someone with magical
I'll
knowledge
head
to
over with
identify what the spear's potential is, because I'm fairly certain it's got far more potential than even we know.
What's going on?
Multiply that by 50, and that's what I would even wager a guess at.
Corbin has a stroke.
Yeah.
And I'm fairly certain it's actually more. If
It's a
its true
good-
potential
Are
is
you
known.
trying to sell this?
It's a good thing Selena's not there because she would just murder Corbin and take it and run.
Are you trying to
know-
sell this? Here,
Nick is
Corbin.
getting really goddamn
Not
close
crossing
with
the line.
that.
Use it. I'm probably not going to use it.
We don't know
Are
what
you-
this thing does. I
I
might
died
use it.
know
for
it.
that
I have
thing. You are not going to sell it off.
Baldrin's like, fuck it, I'll
Do
take it.
you remember getting it?
Yeah. Yeah, I was there.
How short is your information retention?
I know what it can do. I know what I
died
can do with it.
to get that spear.
You really don't know what it can do.
Bolton,
There's so
are you
much-
going to be mad if I smack him?
Honestly,
Go for
no.
it.
Shillelagh, smack.
Oh God, Shillelagh.
That
Fifty,
doesn't
I'm still
hit.
not
I
gonna-
riposte and I'll trip you. So
Yeah, 15,
25, I
15
think that
misses.
hits.
Does a 25 hit you back?
You have to make a strength saving throw.
So go ahead and make a strength saving throw. So
trip.
you just sort of enchant and swing, and Corbin very casually just sort of slides backwards, puts the butt of his spear out and kicks it back, and you, in the middle of the motion of swinging, go face first on the ground.
I grab Corbin's
There's
spear.
some short, deep speech at Corbin, but mostly now I'm just giving Hope the opportunity to take it.
Are you trying to
I grab the spear and like pull. I'm not trying to pull it away from Corbin's grasp. I'm trying to pull him closer so I can stare him dead in the eyes.
Point of order,
Baldrin
which
has
spear?
this magic spear.
The
one he's using?
lightning one, which
The
is the
lightning one?
the
Baldrin's
one
holding it.
he's using actually.
I was
Yeah,
like,
the one he's
Yeah, that's a
using.
normal
Baldrin's
spear.
holding the lightning spear.
That's the yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no, I'd be using the
So
yeah.
give me
so-
opposed athletics checks,
Okay.
as we have in-party fighting. Someone gets
Yeah.
murdered in the forge.
Yeah.
21.
God damn it.
You reach out to grab and pull, and Corbin just pulls back, and you pull it out of
All
your-
right, I step forward. Dang it, man! I died for that thing.
And you hear, and all of you hear a thunderous boom
No. You're
As-
going to...
as a cleric of the forge yells, "There's no fighting in the forge! If you're gonna kill each other, take it outside!"
Hope, do we get to
That-
kill him? Please say we get to kill him.
I wasn't going to kill anybody, but
Don't-
good to
Stop.
know.
Fighting. You're not going to kill anyone.
Don't get rid
I
of that
asked
thing.
Hope.
You're not going to kill anyone in my bloody city.
Not in here, we're not.
Okay. Yeah, I realize you died to grab
Yes!
the thing.
Uh-huh.
I didn't ask you to grab it. I realize it's yours, but you guys, I was gonna split it. I wasn't just gonna take it for myself. Who do you think?
That's
I
gonna
am?
be a good 160 gold apiece, guys.
Yeah, right. You guys each would have gotten at least like 100 gold. No. No.
So bickering is happening off to one side.
Yeah.
So, both of you, and I use thaumaturgy, shut up for a second. No, none of us know what the potential of this weapon is right now. It's got depths that have not been plumbed. It's more powerful than any of us can possibly know right now. If I were to even attempt to sell it, just knowing what it does right now, the minimum I would ask for is at least 50,000 gold pieces. I'm fairly certain it's worth magnitudes more if we knew what it did. And if we knew what it did, I'm quite certain I might use it myself. This weapon, I say, reaching out for Siegebreaker, is designed for another warrior, not myself. This, I might bring Forge's Wrath on, quite frankly, on Umbra with this weapon. If you don't want to use it, I will for now.
Or Hope could. There are people who could use it, and you're just, oh, let's throw it away. Yeah, after I said I have a use for this and want it.
We had a chat
you do?
back in the cave, remember? Hope gave it to me because she couldn't use it wasn't as useful for her as it might have been for me.
Yeah,
And
and
then
then
you
you try
Boldrin-
Boldrin, can
And then-
you explain why that's not a
Sell
good
it.
reason to sell something?
Because you didn't actually ask if anyone else had a use for it after you decided that you didn't.
And also,
We'd already had this
apparently
discussion,
your
though.
assumption that it would be useful for you isn't true if you were going to sell it for 1,000 gold.
No, but we've already had this discussion on who it would be most useful for.
You had the
Boldrin
discussion
had the
between
mall.
yourself. You had the discussion between yourself and Hope. I was busy making this
Because
weapon.
I was inclined to give Hope first pick, not because we were excluding you.
Yeah, you actually never.
All right.
You do recall you never actually asked Boldrin.
All right. Can I have the spear?
Yes.
Certainly.
It's
Yeah.
yours.
Here.
All right. Who can use this? I can. All right. Boldrin.
I'm going to put a good bet on Selena not being able to use it, but she's not here.
Mm-hmm. Nyx, can you use this?
No. No.
All right.
Actually, yes, I can.
Okay.
Not
Corbin,
as
can you
well
use
as someone
this?
else might be able to, but better than 1,000 gold can use it.
Yeah, I can use it. I just
All right.
prefer my spear.
Okay. So you have an irrational attachment to a thing you already own. Good. We
It's
have
trusty.
Nyx. Yes, but this is large and shoots lightning. So,
I'm
there
not
are
insecure.
pros and cons.
It does use
you have
spear
you have an
proficiency,
attachment
right?
to.
Yes, it is a spear.
that you already
It's just a two-handed
Mhm.
spear.
Okay.
You need a nightlight. So you have your spear,
Yep.
Boldrin, and Nyx.
Fight to the death. Who wants it?
Boldrin
No,
is probably more
no.
confident with a spear than I am. I'm strong, but I'm not that strong.
Okay.
However, I would prefer we don't sell it.
I agree.
And I definitely
intend
can
to sell
use it
it.
if we're not going to sell it.
I
no
one
else wants it.
don't intend to sell it.
So for mechanical purposes, it is a heavy two-handed spear, but it is a spear still. So either one of you
Yep.
could use it.
Dwarves are not small-sized creatures.
yeah.
No.
No. So
It
either
should
one
be
of you
like-
can use it without penalties. It does use strength for its attack and damage.
Yeah. Which is why I said I can use it, but Boldrin probably has a higher strength.
So both of you can use this.
Mhm.
Boldrin and I would prefer, if we're in some tunnels, not to have you firing cannons and drawing giant worms that kill me. Would you like the spear?
Certainly.
I hand you the spear. Okay, settled. Good.
All right.
Fine by me.
All right. So I will now shift this magic item away from the folder it's in to you. Bam. It will take some time to attune to it, but it does require attunement. It is now in your inventory. And again, you feel like you could probably get more information off of it if you had it identified.
Oh, hey, it's Dragon Slayer Ornstein Spear.
Similar, but not exactly. But it's the same type. So yeah, as you have to, it is entirely made of metal. There is no break in the metal.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I know it does, which is the lightning damage and the grapple stuff.
The information that's in the magic item that you now have
Yeah.
access to. Yeah.
So what we
Yes,
need is a knowledge cleric.
I was about to say before I leave, I've had a conversation with a cleric of knowledge that's in the forge before.
Yes, yes.
Or an
Yeah.
archmage.
I would like to find him again.
You can find him easily enough. In fact, it was the same dwarf that Hope was talking to earlier.
Brother.
Yes, brother.
What was the greeting?
May forge something something something. You give the greeting. I forgot.
Something fire
I've
forge.
forgotten it.
What was may the forge father keep your fires lit.
And also to you. What may I help you with?
We found a weapon of fine make, and it's magical in nature, but its potential, I feel, is far deeper than what it showcases. Could you take a look?
Certainly. He reaches out and grabs it.
I hold the spear.
Yeah. Summons magical energy and sort of runs it across, and as he does, you feel this sudden kinetic backlash as the Identify spell explodes.
Okay.
The forge goes silent
Spears in
as
pieces.
everyone looks over at him, who's still holding the spear, which is just thrumming with magical energy. And his eyes are just sort of very wide. Wider than you've ever seen a dwarf's eyes go. Come with me. And he immediately, carrying the spear, heads to a back room.
I shoulder Siegebreaker and follow after.
Everyone's sort of, all the other dwarves are sort of staring and not sure what to make of it. The forge is quiet. It has never been this quiet. The rest of you see them moving. Do you follow?
Yeah.
If
Because we just
Boldrin
heard an
indicates for
explosion.
me to, or if Hope goes.
Yeah, I sort of give the follow gesture.
Yeah.
Oh, you all follow out.
Yep.
Follow after. He lets you all through and closes the door behind you. Hands the spear back to Boldrin. Where did you acquire this weapon?
In the horde of a dragon, the abyss dragon that we spoke of before.
Aye. I'm going to say a phrase, and I want to know if it means anything to any of you. Are you aware of the existence of anima weapons?
Well, does that mean anything to me as a smith?
History
In-
rolls for everyone. No advantage.
Okay.
I rolled a
7.
natural
Nope.
20, so that's a
You
21.
did.
2.
18.
Corbin, you
14.
suddenly remember what that posting Galadier put up was for? He was gathering a group of adventurers to hunt something called an anima weapon, and you weren't all that interested in it because there were other things that were far more clear in their goals. Nyx, you've heard the phrase before. You're not certain where. It rings.
I'm a
familiar.
well-studied isolationist.
It rings familiar, but in the same way that the name Galadier did.
Oh, okay. That's
Just
not
that
right.
I recognize that word, but I don't know why I recognize that word. Hope you don't. Hope
Yeah.
105. You guys have no idea. Well, anima weapons are items that are said to have been crafted by the Planeshaper itself. Weapons of power magnitudes greater than most magical weapons you'll ever find. Not the most powerful weapons in existence. There are other legendary things from various extra planes, but these were items of import that the Planeshaper crafted for gifting to legendary heroes in times of need. They were supposedly seeded throughout the material plane, though of course the entirety of the material plane does not currently exist. Thus, not many people have ever gone looking for them. This is in its dormant state. It has not yet awoken to its power, nor will it anytime soon. Anima weapons are meant to test the hero that wields them. As you overcome heroic challenges, it will unlock more of itself for you. It is quite a gift you have found.
I look over my shoulder at Corbin.
Bullet dodged.
I thank you
How
for this
many-
information, and I'll hold this weapon close until such time as its powers have been revealed.
I hope you were asking a question.
Yes. How many weapons are there?
We have heard tales. I have personally heard tales of 8. There may be more. It is the Planeshaper is hard to understand. Their motivations are not simple, nor are they clear. They may have made an arbitrary number. They may have made them for a specific reason. 8 is the number I know. It is by no means the final count.
Are there any details about what the other ones are?
No,
Or might be.
but the identification spell will reveal their true nature, much as it did with this one. They will often appear to be slightly unique, but not too terribly powerful magical weapons in their dormant state. But as they grow, their power becomes more obvious.
Good to know. Well,
All right.
I know not what will cause this one to reveal more of its power to you, but it will in time.
I bet killing a dragon might help.
There is potential in that.
Probably.
well, I thank you for the information,
Hey,
and well, I will hold this close.
I would not let it fall into wrong hands if I were you. A weapon of such power in the hands of the evil your friend spoke of earlier would make for quite a foe.
Or potentially his bane.
See?
I look pointedly at Corbin.
Well,
What?
May the Forge Father keep you.
And you as well.
I'll reach out, clasp you by the forearm.
Yeah.
If there's anything else more you need to know, please feel free to come back and ask. You are let out of the
Yep.
office.
All right.
Selena, while this is happening, was there anything else you were going to be doing when you went back to the tavern?
Nope. She is pretty much just chilling there. I don't really. I tried to think of something, and no, she's just stewing. At the
Is
moment.
she working on her cards at all by any chance?
No,
Okay.
definitely not. She is not in the state of mind where she would have the focus necessary, and she's cognizant of that.
All right. So, you all exit the chamber of the Dwarven Cleric of Knowledge.
Me with the spear held very tight in my grip now.
Now I can put it in its proper folder. There we go.
Yeah.
Because you can see the folder of handouts in if you can see it, so I had to move it out of the anima weapons
Out
folder.
of the animals. Which now I'm going to add Storm Herald to my attack lists.
It's like, yes, please. Oh, I'm so glad that's
All right,
the one that
back-
got randomly rolled for the dragon flip.
Back to the inn to survive one night. Actually, what time is it? It's been all day by now.
It's been most
probably.
of the day, yeah.
We need a way to capture him. To capture Umbra.
Yeah.
And prevent him from killing himself. Prevent him from escaping. Because otherwise he's going to keep disappearing and repeating this.
Sounds like some magic shit.
And the
I
only
talked-
option we currently know about would involve him being on a different plane.
Yeah, the cleric I talked about
Or
pocket
being
dimensions.
from a different plane.
That just gets them released out into another plane free, right? That does not bind them.
I think so,
Banishment.
but it does send him off.
The other problem with banishment is that if it's not native to the other plane that it's sent to, it just comes back at the end of the spell.
Yeah.
If he's
And
from
we
Abyss,
can't
then
say
it
for
keeps-
certain that Umbra is from a different plane.
Unless he's
Really?
from the plane of the deity that he is an ASMR spawned from, it's likely he's native to the material plane.
Like how has there been a banishment spell cast on an Abyssborn? Do I have any idea if there's been a banishment spell cast on an ASMR before?
Probably, yeah. ASMR are native to the material plane, typically.
Yeah.
ASMR are typically not considered to be from their god's plane, but I'm
No,
not
we're
sure.
born
about
here.
reference.
We're born
And I
here.
don't really want. I mean, we can test that on Hope because we can just bring you back before the time limit's up.
Hopefully. Otherwise, I'm stuck in another plane. That'll be fun.
Well, I don't have the wand.
To get back to.
Want to try?
I'd rather not play that game.
Well, isn't the whole thing to let those to see if they would be held, an Azmar would be held there to let the spell run out, and if they pop back?
Well, no, because we can identify whether it's a harmless demi plane or they're if Hope goes somewhere that is not a harmless demi plane.
Hope has already
Yeah, if I
said,
don't come...
Hope has already said she was born on the material plane like 3
Yeah.
times.
Yes, she was born on the material plane. We are
How does she
certain
know?
that
Born.
ASMR don't
2
count.
times now.
We're certain the ASMR don't count. However, revenants might.
Am I fairly certain the Revenants are still native to the plane they're from, being the one that was actually knowledgeable on them?
Yeah, being undead does not change your native plane.
Yeah.
It's a type of undeath. It's not really a thing that changes your plane of origin.
Yeah, that's something that you would know from the information that you already know about revenants.
So disturbing.
Hope you were told about a mirror. I don't know if you've passed that on or not.
Yeah. There's also... You could also try and find another very, very powerful magical artifact. Maybe. Yeah. There is a mirror that can steal someone's soul and lock it away.
Oh yeah,
That
let's
might
get
put a
near
stop.
that. So yeah, let's get near that.
I know. That sounds great. I don't really want to be stuck in something.
Yeah, me neither.
Well,
But
that might
That's
be an
another
option
one.
to pursue, but that's another one of those things that we'd have to know how to find.
do we need to find... I know, but do we need to find that first before we go after him? My fear is that every time we face him, he learns more about us.
Which is probably true, all things considered, with the nature of a
But
Revenant.
if he's in my mind, he might be observing us even otherwise.
We should do something about that. Are there things
Probably,
that can...
yes, but
yeah.
I think it's priority to do something for 5 first, because I have my own magics that can resist it. 5, at least, last time we talked about it, 5,
Yeah,
unless 5 has something new.
as someone who has a thing that talks to her in her head, have I had any sort of knowledge about magics that can suppress interference
Make
in
me
your
an
mind?
Arcana roll.
Because
Man, if I was
feel
playing
like I
my
might have
ranger,
tried at some point to shut my Deva up.
Make me an Arcana roll.
7.
Nothing you've tried.
Nothing's worked.
You would
Okay.
you would need somebody who is more familiar with that kind of thing to
Okay.
think of it or figure it out. And I'm assuming you guys are having this conversation as you're walking back towards the end.
Yeah.
probably.
Okay, so first priority, get this book read. Figure that out. Then move on from there. We might need to go back to court anyway. There's more places to sell things there. We might be able to find more things that we can use to stop Umber from
And
escaping.
also asking broadly at the Adventurers Guild about mind control and sort of psychic observation should be reasonably safe.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So after roughly at this point in the conversation, you guys find yourself back at the tavern, or back at the inn. Selena, are you up in your room, or are you down?
I'm up in my
the
room,
thing
yeah.
Eating? All right. So yeah, you walk in. The tavern portion is fairly bustling. There's plenty of people here eating food at this point. At this point in the day.
I'm gonna go see if Selena's here.
You go up.
Is Storm Herald taller than I am?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. It's just a giant pole arm.
I go with Nyx.
It's the size of like a pike, basically.
Yeah.
I am never going to get a moment alone again in this game.
Not until we get the Revenant taken
I mean,
care
to
of.
be fair, it's like it's up a flight of stairs and around a corner. There's not.
I know,
that
but
much
I'm
that can
paranoid now.
I was
Okay.
like, if I let Nyx go on their own, by the time they get to the top of the stairs, they'll be gone.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Listen.
Boom, boom, boom.
I just knock on Selena's door.
If you're somebody coming to kill me, please say so I can start casting stuff now.
No.
No, but I want your help with that.
Come in.
We've been planning.
Oh, good. I'm sure that won't be it. I'm sure that.
Really quick, 5
I know
Corbin.
you don't like Boldrin.
Really quick, 5 Corbin and Boldrin. What are the 3 of you doing while they go off to find Selena?
I'm mostly keeping an eye on 5 just to make sure that she doesn't wander too far.
What's 5
I'm
doing?
probably licking something, or trying to eat something, or lighting something on fire.
Or some combination of the 3.
I'm
Yeah,
trying to prevent
the
5 from
standard,
lighting
yeah.
anything. I'm trying to prevent 5 from lighting anything that doesn't belong to her on fire.
So Boldrin and 5 are doing this little takeaway dance in one corner. Corbin?
I'll just hang out in the lounge, order an ale, and just watch who comes in.
Right,
Make-
so you guys are
Make sure
downstairs
nobody's
chilling.
paying too much attention to those two.
Back upstairs.
I completely forgot what I was in the process of saying.
All right, I just wanted to make sure we knew what was going on down there.
Yeah.
As that, I know you don't like Boldrin, but
I don't
as-
dislike Boldrin. I dislike Boldrin's stupidity. But yeah.
evenly and fairly as he can manage to all parties involved, it may still come out with some bias. Nyx will explain the events of the day in relationship to spear selling.
Ding. You're
And,
pretty certain the only thing Selena heard was 50,000 gold.
I think artifact, weapon, and 50,000 gold probably both made it through. He's hoping that Corbin tried to sell it because he couldn't use it without asking if anyone else wanted it, because we determined he could use it best, gets through.
I think you're talking to the person that will most likely see his point of view.
We'll see.
I mean,
So the spear happened.
Why do you think I'm doing this out of
So-
character?
So, Selena, you have been told about.
so
the
what you're
spear
telling
roll.
me is that the other person who's an idiot in our group was an idiot, and Baldrin we found a use for Baldrin.
Yeah, but it's taken
Okay.
care of now. The
Alright.
important
But,
thing
like,
is that we're
I
planning.
can wield a spear. I don't have
Yes.
anything
Nyx.
particularly excellent.
I mean, that is a shit ton of money, but I mean, it's a lot of money.
But 1,000 gold is not a shit ton of money.
No, that's
That's
not a lot of money.
also
You're
not
supposed to.
relevant. We have
Corbin is supposed to. If you have something like that, you get the more money. You don't. He was on the wrong side of the con. That's the problem.
But if he was being conned, I'd be okay with it. He went out seeking to be conned.
Nix,
I mean,
we do not need to keep rehashing this.
That said,
The spear has been taken care of.
situation
I made a
solved.
decision, and we
Awesome.
went with it. And we decided, as a group, who the spear was going to go to. We're done
Yes,
with
and
that.
I'm good with that.
Now,
I
we
would
now have
have
a plan about how to take care of the thing that is trying to kill you and 5.
I
Two
mean,
of
it
them-
sounds like the
but
plan.
like,
It sounds
if we
like
can't
the plan
trust
is
the
to put
people
ourselves-
around us, who can we trust?
No one. You can never trust anyone. That's besides the point. We
I don't know
need-
what all these people get off with. You can't trust anybody.
I love Hope having a
Because
breakdown.
Nobody
right now.
has
It's
given them a reason
fantastic.
to trust anybody in their lives.
It doesn't.
Some characters are damaged in their backstory.
I know.
That's how it happened.
I just love Hope having this breakdown right now.
There's a difference between trusting someone to be anything and trusting someone not to make the wrong decision in a way that negatively impacts you just because they're that dumb.
You don't have someone make a wrong decision when you all discuss it as a group and agree on the goal. The goal right now, focus people, the goal right now is that we need to stop Umbra. To stop Umbra, we need to trap Umbra. To trap Umbra, first we need to make sure we survive the night so that we can get that book read, and then we can plan from there and maybe go find an artifact that is going to seal his soul in another plane that we can then take care of and put in a very tiny box with a lot of locks on it.
That
I
seems
like
to be
this
a
plan.
very specific plan.
Someone has
I don't
to come
feel like
up
it
with
was
a
discussed
plan,
in the way that we
otherwise
were saying we have to
spend
discuss
days
things, but I like
arguing
this
over
plan.
Well, Nyx is disappeared in an alley.
There were so much people talking at the same time. The only thing that came through clearly was, well, Nyx was disappeared in that.
I'm so confused right now. I mean, look. We will, assuming that
We have a plan. The plan is
we
this.
have a plan. What's the plan?
have a
Tell me the
plan.
plan. I'm
Plan.
so excited to hear about the plan.
The plan first is to survive the night. To survive the night, we need to make sure that Nyx and 5 do not go anywhere, that they do not are never by themselves,
That's fine.
and that
That's
they do not
easy.
wander off. We need to set watches. Second,
John, what's the
Good
roll
morning.
for a panic attack?
That would be a charisma saving throw.
Second, in the morning, we are going to go over to the Archmage, despite any misgivings you might have, and get this book read so that
I
we
don't have
know what
misgivings.
Nyx is planning.
I don't have
You do not have to come
misgivings.
with. Third,
I'm not.
we are going. That's fine. Third, we are going to act on the information that we have. Some of that may be to go back to core to find whatever information we can, whatever leads we have,
wait.
to get an artifact that can seal Umbra in
Wait.
a plane where he is not
Who
able
would
to
know
touch any.
about an artifact like that,
Wait.
aside from cultists?
Wait. So let me see if I understand this. After all that big, huge argument about not going to core, that result in us going to somebody that at least 30% of the party has huge misgivings over. We're ultimately going to go to core anyways?
Might have to. I don't know where we're going to go because we have to figure this book out
is great. This is perfect. I love it. I love this plan so much.
Nyx is just quiet in the listening to all of this happen.
This is why I didn't want to be a leader.
This is amazing. No. Please keep telling me the plan. I'm sure it gets better from here.
I walk out.
And on that note, we'll end for the night. Say goodbye, everybody. I need to go.
Bye.
I need to go breathe in a bag.
Bye.